Hey, this is Max, and welcome to the Ronin System podcast. We're back again with the Battle Buddies, episode like 7, 8, 7, 7, right?
7.
All right, they got Mexican food this time, or fake Mexican food,
Americanized Mexican food.
Americanized. How is it actually? I don't go to Sabor unless it's like Taco
Salty,
Tuesday.
mad salty.
It's a lot of pretty salty. I mean, it's good.
It's
okay.
usually either oversalted or like a lot of cheese.
That makes sense.
This one's got the more salt.
You know, I went to yesterday, Smash Burger.
Mm.
It's pretty good.
That jiu-jitsu restaurant's pretty good.
Where is it?
They got one in Fort Mill, but the one closer to you is probably.
One off Park Road.
Huh?
There's one off Park Road.
Yeah, there's one on Park Road, but there's also one on Rhea Road. So it's like not too far from here.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's Stonecrest area?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it.
It's pretty good.
All right, so just like last time, my name's Edgar, bringing that same energy.
I think you guys know me. My name's Ahmet.
Oh, because they've seen you, clearly.
They know who I am.
I met at the busted
Do they know
lip.
who I am, Max?
Yeah.
Okay,
with,
good.
with the busted lip. Is it your inner lip, right?
Inner lip. Yeah, it kind of goes to the outside, but it's mostly inner.
That's why you always wear a mouthpiece, man.
That's why I got a new mouth guard. I got the gold, the grill.
Let me see it
But
if you want to pop it
let's
open.
get
If you
to
don't
it.
mind.
Let's get to it. So, open mat, obviously, Saturday. Every
Yeah.
Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 or 2.
It says
wanna stay-
2, but no one stays
No
till
one
2.
stays till 2.
No one stays till 1.
The mat starts getting cleaned at like 12 something. But so I had rolled already 2 or 3 times. The Med had rolled like 5 or 6 times with other folks. Then I was like, "Hey man, you want to roll?" Yeah, let's roll. All right, cool. Med's like, "Oh, I've been working on some stuff. I'm working on some stuff with Helton." I was like, "All right, cool. Let's do it." So this was supposed to be a somewhat controlled roll. We weren't rolling mundials or anything like that. And it started like that. I mean, we were cool, calm, and collective. And it never got
Crazy.
aggressive.
Mundial's is worlds,
Yeah.
if no one speaks Portuguese.
And just one grip slip led to another, which led to an elbow connecting with a lip and a knee connecting with my face. 7 stitches later, here we are.
All the stitches are on Ahmed.
Yeah.
Y'all were wondering.
Luckily, as a
Edgar's
Hispanic,
fine.
I've got a brick for a forehead, so I'm
It's
pretty
like
good.
who said it about? God, was it Gastelum? He's a big old Mexican with a big old head.
Is he Mexican?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's actually like you wouldn't know it, but he's actually like super fluent in Spanish. He actually did the analyst.
Really?
Yeah, he was his Spanish speaking analyst for
Really?
the UFC. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's pretty cool. But
Interesting, because he doesn't have a Hispanic last name, but Dominic Cruz does, and he can't speak a lick of Spanish.
I mean, I feel like that's the thing for a lot of them, though. They say they got Mexican heritage, but
Isn't that Tito Ortiz?
He just puts that on his fast.
Tony Ferguson says all the time, but then fucking Ferguson, that's
Is
like
he's
nowhere.
Mexican?
We don't
Yeah,
claim him. He's
Mexican.
weird.
That's why his nickname's El Cucuy.
Oh, yeah, true.
And then
Is
Justin
he ever coming
Gaethje.
back to, like, really?
He's fighting Benil Dariush.
That's a good fight.
Is he back to his
I
old
hope so.
self? I mean, like, has anybody seen any workout tapes or anything? Like, hitting the bag?
No, I haven't seen any footage. I've seen photos. He's training with GSP and Freddie Roach,
Mm.
but
That's a good camp to be in.
not sure how much that's gonna do.
They're more of a lay and pray, aren't they? Versus...
No, Freddie Roach is like
Oh,
strict-
Freddie Roach for
yeah,
boxing,
straight
yeah.
technical boxing.
But GSP isn't.
I mean,
Known for his striking, right?
I wouldn't say so, but he's not like he's a slouch. You know, he can still strike with the best.
I mean, he lost to Matt Serra, right? Right?
We don't bring that up.
That's already old.
Well, listen, he's
He's
also.
really weird with his hair. I don't like I need.
Why did he go with like the Backstreet Boys frosted tips look?
It's
Yeah,
not even,
I
it's
think
not
if he
even- it's
didn't
kinda
dye it,
weird.
it
He looks
would've
like
been
a molester or something.
It looks. I wouldn't go that far, but
I mean, I'm not gonna call him a molester to his face.
It's a strategy.
it definitely looks like a comb or like a wig.
It just looks weird. Doesn't look right.
Yeah, I'll agree.
What's awesome because we've seen him his entire career with a shaved head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and no beard. He's gotten like this like weird kind of chin strap thing going on.
Yeah, molester beard.
I wouldn't say
understand.
that. I wouldn't say that's more of like a neck beard.
I would say more for that definition. I'd say when dudes have the soul patch.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
And the
get
stash,
rid of
the
that.
light stash.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Whatever, man. He looks weird. Somebody needs to talk to him.
I mean, he's making money, so
Yeah.
what's the matter?
So,
I saw this video earlier today where he's talking about the BJ Penn fight.
him versus BJ Penn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys know like the first one where he was like greasing
Oh, yeah.
and
Well, BJ was greasing?
no, GSP.
No,
was
GSP.
greasing.
Or was he?
Yeah, he was. So it's kind of, I think it's kind of sketchy because like at the time the rule was that you can't put Vaseline anywhere else besides
Your face.
like your face, obviously for cuts, but it wasn't like set in stone. It was more like in the locker room, the ref comes out, it's like, hey, only put it on the face.
Yeah.
But then it's not like
I
really
mean,
written anywhere. And
just
so
from a scenario standpoint, usually when you have like a massive gash over your eyebrow, they just first if it swells, they put that massive cold iron right
Yeah.
to try to get the swelling down,
the iron press.
and then as soon as they see that the gash is open, they just put a glob of Vaseline in there to prevent it from just raining down on your eyeball.
yeah,
But what happens is that your sweat from the top of your head now flows over the Vaseline because the Vaseline serves as a dam. And then once the sweat goes over that dam, bing, right in your eye. So what happens? The fighter then grabs their glove or their fingers, wipes that down, and then they're wiping themselves, therefore creating their body to be
yeah. But like for the
Vaseline
GSP,
up.
like there's
they
actually
were
like
rubbing it in.
yeah, they're clearly rubbing it in.
like it was icy hot, bro.
but my thing is like it wasn't a strictly known thing that you couldn't do that,
Right.
you know, and so they took advantage of it, obviously. So
Who won the first fight?
he won both fights.
He did.
Yeah, the first fight I think was a decision, and then the second fight was by TKO.
You got the crucifix thing.
Was it?
Didn't he get him in the crucifix and he was hitting him with elbows?
That was one of the first UFCs where like
Oh, that may
Oh.
have been actually.
Yeah,
I'm
was
not
it?
actually.
Yeah, like he got him on like the mounted crucifix.
Yeah,
not
I just
one
know in the second
not
one-
like, not wearing the
wait, if
back.
you vividly remember, you can't tell us.
No,
Like,
I
I'm
know
not-
he
like, you can't
won
ask
one
us if
that
you-
way,
Yeah.
but I didn't
Oh,
know
okay.
he won the first one.
The second one he won by retirement because BJ couldn't come out for
Continue?
the fifth
Yeah,
round.
they just stopped because he just kept on taking shots to the head. He
Yeah.
wasn't gonna knock him out.
No?
No, he wasn't gonna finish him.
Back then, you couldn't knock out BJ.
Oh.
You could take a hit.
I feel like GSP wasn't really a finisher. He could beat you everywhere, but just not like
Yeah.
he just couldn't really finish you know. So, I mean, that's not a knock on him, but I'm just saying. But I was watching the video, like I said, and he was talking about like in the BJ fight, he was cheating, and he's like, I just want to come clean. It's been a cloud over my head, and it's like, the moment where I cheat, you have to watch the video when BJ's walking out for the walkout to the octagon. A guy comes out and kisses him on the cheek, right? This is like, there's actual video, and GSP was talking about that in that moment. He paid that guy, he hired that guy to kiss him on the cheek to throw him off his game. and I was- and
That's
he's
hilarious.
like, yeah, he's like owning up to it. He's like, I paid that guy a lot of money, and it worked. Psychological warfare.
Dude, that was like LT sending strippers and coke to the opposing team's locker hotel.
To the Redskins?
What? LT was never on the Redskins.
No, to the Redskins hotels.
Whoever's hotel,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
No, the Washington football team. Sorry.
But at the time, yes, they were the Redskins.
I just think it's pretty funny. That's the cheating he admits to.
Oh,
Something he
doesn't
caught on a video.
doesn't admit to the greasing, but definitely admits to the
That's hilarious.
hiring a guy to kiss BJ.
He's a funny guy though. He's a funny dude.
Funny with a funny haircut.
Is it because he has hair and you are sans hair?
Well, he's got
it's
hair.
the way he wears his
Where?
hair.
On his face?
On his face, yeah.
He doesn't.
Not on my head.
See?
That's why I always wear hats.
You never know. You never know, bro.
Never know, bro.
What's
All right,
going on? So we had UFCs, right?
Yeah.
The UFCs was this weekend? Did y'all watch it?
All right. So I want to know. Did we pick? Does the Lad podcast say who was going to win? Who we were going for? Whether it was Masvidal or Usman?
Yeah.
Who were you going for?
I mean, clearly, Usman. Like, what?
Usman. I didn't. but
We'll
I-
have to go back to the tape.
No, I definitely said Usman.
I
I
don't-
definitely said Wei Lee, and she lost.
Yeah. I said, wait. What I said was that she was going to drown her. But,
That
It was a first
That-
round knockout.
yeah, that was
was
what
a
I
dry
thought.
drowning for you, hey, Lee. Hey.
That's what I thought would happen. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
She never
Rose
got
is
off
the more
land.
technical grappler. Yeah, but she is the more technical fighter.
Couldn't know. Didn't know.
So,
You're just softballing these up.
You know what though? Whitman, I was telling Ahmed this the other day. Whitman is a genius of a coach because he saw both patterns in Whaley and in Masvidal, and he exploited them for both his fighters.
True.
So, and they both ended up with knockouts. So,
man, when they slow mo a head kick is a head kick. Like you can see the hand drop and then it connects. But the way Usman literally like pawed the hand down,
yeah, the parry.
And then that right just went right through his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually something that made GSP really good was the fake jab parry because he would do like a double jab like this, but then he would fake and then parry like this to get the hand down. But he'd come up with a jab again because he didn't have a really good cross. But I mean,
he could knock people out.
Yeah, that was the thing. Usman's got a fucking nuke of a cross.
Yeah.
Fucking broke.
It was short. It was like really inside too.
Yeah.
It was really quick.
It was deep. If you the picture looked like Masvidal was like jumping on his back.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
It's like
holy
if you
shit.
want to do a movie poster of a boxing movie or a fighting movie, that's the movie poster.
The one with all the sweat coming off his face.
Yeah, that was great. You know, and like you can see him like kind of ducking the other side, his arms going over his head.
That was nasty, man.
I like this.
I don't know who.
I mean, to be honest, like Masvidal handled like professional too at the end.
Yeah.
Well, somebody said, and you can kind of tell. They said once he got hit and he went down, you can see that he was trying to roll over to potentially continue the fight, so he wasn't completely out. And I'm like, I
Who
don't
said
know.
that?
I think it was Joe Rogan. I think
Oh shit!
it might have been somebody else.
I mean, you don't
but
believe
like
Joe Rogan.
you can see. I mean, when they slow it up, you can see he's trying to turn, but immediately Usman is just
that might be
hammering down.
a bodily reaction, though. You know.
Yeah, like as soon as when guys get knocked out and they immediately like go for a single leg,
Yeah.
like they're on their way down and they just like grab and
They're in like dreamland.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like I've seen a couple referees get taken down single leg.
I mean, I think that's like, you know, the meme of like shadow realming people. Put them in the shadow realm where you knock them out so bad that they're like freaking grabbing grapes, reaching for grapes. I think that's what happened.
Is the
but
Shadow
then,
Realm
like,
the Lion King reference?
is it? No, I think that's
Mortal Kombat reference.
No, Shadow Realm is. I thought that was.
I don't even know. We gotta do an origin story.
It's
for
where
that.
like the hyenas were hanging out.
No, that's the Shadowlands.
The Shadowlands.
Yeah, because you had the
Shadowlands.
Pride Lands and
Come on, man, get your
Shadowlands.
references right.
But man, the fight this past weekend, that's when someone goes like they're
Lifetime.
just straight out. Like they're not even going to the Shadow Realm. They went past the Shadow Realm. Fucking Dominic Reyes.
Oof.
Yo, he was out.
Did you watch the whole fight?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I feel like it was a bit of a poorer fight IQ from
Reyes?
Reyes. Yeah, because he had him on the ropes for a minute there, but I don't know.
There's I wouldn't call it speculation, but people trolling and be like, how does this make John Jones look? Now that Reyes got
It is that is a true thing, man.
Well,
speak about your boy.
it makes him look like he needs to keep on lifting weights and stay in that heavyweight.
You don't think he could beat how do you say his name?
Ngannou?
No, not the guy.
Yuri?
Yeah,
Yuri?
Yuri.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think John Jones could beat him?
Maybe if the old John Jones came back, like the one that brutalized.
Like, let me do
everyone.
lines before the night before.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Maybe I see it, but like the thing is, and we were talking about this a long time ago, that when John Jones went on his tear, he went against like noticeably smaller guys.
Right.
I know.
Not bigger guys that are dropping. Yeah, they're like these guys are his size.
Yeah, like we talked about before, like Rashad and Lyoto were both middleweights at one point.
Right.
Mauricio never cut weight. Neither did Hendo, but he never really fought
Right.
Hendo. But the only true guy he fought at that weight was Rampage. And so it's like it's hard to say like what would happen now when all these guys are his size. Like all these guys are his length.
Who was the guy he fought that he broke his toe?
Chael Sonnen.
Oh, he's a scrub.
Yeah. But that's the thing, and you also have to look at like the past few John Jones fights, all the way back to when he came back the first time against Gus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously he brutalized Gus, but then Gus went on a losing streak. He brutalized Anthony Smith, but then he went on a losing streak. And then Thiago Santos, who gave him a really tough fight, then went on a losing streak.
Didn't he fight Glover Teixeira too, or no?
Who? John?
Yeah,
Yeah.
beat
Killed
him
him.
too.
Yeah, killed him. That's old.
Who did Glover fight where his tooth just went? Dos Santos, right? No, because that would have been heavyweight. Like he caught an uppercut and that tube
Rumble.
just went. Oh, Rumble! Yeah.
Anthony Rumble Johnson. But yeah, like you look at all these guys that John's fought recently, all the way back to 2018. They are all on losing streaks.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say like how good could he
once
actually
you get off
be.
that juice, you know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it sucks, man. And all he does is talk shit on Twitter now.
Yeah, waiting for that $1 million payday.
That's what I do.
That ain't gonna come. So, question: let me bring this full circle back to the previous podcast. If there's a union, does he get paid $1 million for his fight?
No.
So he's not gonna be an active
He's not
advocate for the. Union.
If there was a union, he would be pushing for more than that. He was pushing for $10 million
Should he get $10 million? I think he should.
to fight Ngannou in a weight class that he's never been at.
To fight Ngannou, yeah, I would need $10 million.
Nah, and Ngannou doesn't have the history and hasn't brought that much money to the UFC like John Jones.
I would need.
I want to see him do a
Ngannou
warm-up
gets paid
fight.
more.
I just that's a really dangerous fight to take at his.
Yeah.
No, I understand, but from a business standpoint,
What?
you don't pay Ngannou more than you pay John Jones.
Oh, I don't think so.
No,
Either.
No,
but
okay.
I think if you want to do it right, you give John a warm-up fight in heavyweight, but you have him fight a highly ranked fighter, like someone like, I don't know, Curtis Blades or like Cyril Gane.
Cyril's a big dude too, isn't he?
That would be a fun fight.
He's not like a potato guy.
No,
Those
he's
roly-poly guys.
he looks
Cyril's like jacked.
yeah
up,
he looks
ripped.
ripped and he's fast.
You get
like-
really hit.
Yeah. So he's got a kickboxing background, and he actually trains with Ngannou like a lot. But this guy
they
actually
both speak
has
French.
Yeah, well, he's from France.
Yeah.
But this guy actually has like grappling skill. Like he's like a legitimate. Like if he was on the mats, he would be like a legitimate purple or brown belt easily. Like
Ngannou doesn't have that
legit.
jiu-jitsu though.
Nah.
Yeah, that's why I think it would be a fun fight because you got the technical guy that's like better everywhere, but then you got this fucking Ford Escort, you know, who's only getting better, by the way.
My thing is, I hope when they do fight, if in fact that happens, John Jones' takedowns are crisp. But you better not go for the takedown when that hook is coming or that uppercut is coming. Because if not, it's going to be 9-9.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not confident in John.
I don't think it's going to happen, to tell you the truth.
I don't think so either. I think he knows that it's going to be like easily his toughest fight and probably the more one-sided fight that he has.
Did he give up that light heavyweight belt already?
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah,
He
hadn't fought in how long? 2 years? Seems like it's forever.
Since
Cases
Last year.
don't get cleared that easy.
February of last year.
February of last year?
Yeah, that's when he.
Oh, it's a little over a year.
A little over a year.
But even then, I mean,
Who did he fight last year? February.
Dominic Reyes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was his last fight.
I'm really glad that you're here and talking to him because we would not have any of these facts. We'd be like, he fought what's his face?
We'll Google it after. You guys can do it. Come on.
Yeah, that guy.
I keep up with it.
You keep up with it a lot better. But I feel like over the COVID, I feel like I've kept up with it more. Plus ESPN Plus, you get all the fight nights for free. Well, not for free, you're paying for it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're paying monthly, but you're still getting it.
Yeah.
It's a good
They
deal.
put them out like every week.
It's $5.99 a month, and I love. It's like I get.
Not a sponsor for the record.
I'm not a sponsor, but I like paying for it because I get the fights, and I get all the soccer matches and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry if you guys hear that. It's
That's
not a
fine.
murder. It's just one of them.
Just savages in the room.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I got all the soccer matches. I get the fights, and then you get a lot of NBA games. You get NHL games. It works out.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing it because they have that package deal with Hulu.
At Disney Plus and
Yeah,
Hulu.
and Disney.
I think that's $12.99.
I don't know.
I think it's $12.99. You get Hulu. But you don't get Hulu Plus. You get regular Hulu, Disney Plus.
I have regular Hulu and Disney Plus. I just don't have ESPN Plus. So
You should I think you should get because you have Disney Plus. Everything else comes for free.
yeah, but I don't pay for either.
You don't pay for Hulu?
Got that Chinese plan.
No,
Hey.
you got your family stuff, right? 'Cause this is what I
Yeah,
do.
we just share it.
I share my sister's Hulu.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know, but Disney Plus, I don't know. I don't really watch anything on Disney Plus. I don't know if
There's some good stuff on there, man.
I heard The Mandalorian's pretty good, but I couldn't
Can't get into it or what?
I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I think it's an acquired thing. If you're a fan of Star Wars,
But
that's
I'm
good.
a big fan of Star Wars.
But
you
you
couldn't
couldn't
get
get into
into
the Mandalorian?
Maybe I just gave up on it too quickly.
What episode did you give up on? Like 2?
I gave up. I think I watched 3 episodes.
Oh.
I don't know. I just need Darth. That's why I live for Darth. That's who I live for. Anyway, and I didn't see him in it, so I'm just like, is he in it later? Maybe if he's in it later.
Well, he's not going to ruin
No.
it for you if you're going to end up watching it at some point.
Yeah, there's no real Force users in it.
Oh,
You really just watch it for Baby Yoda, which is not Baby Yoda.
it's another Yoda.
Yeah.
It's another Yoda. You finished it?
No comment.
Oh.
I think they're supposed to come out with what was it, third season, something like that, another season, whatever it was.
I did watch what's it called? I've been watching a really
Spaceballs.
good show right now on Apple TV, which I don't pay for either. Is
Tell
it
us
Apple
whatever.
TV, is Apple TV Plus? What is it?
Do you even pay your mortgage here? What do you?
I think it's just Apple TV,
I don't know what it is.
it is.
Or Apple
It is
Plus?
Apple Plus.
Apple Plus.
Have
yeah.
you guys have you seen Your Honor?
Nope.
No.
Whew. That is a fucking good show.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'll just give you the premise
Yeah,
of the first
go ahead.
episode because then it just gets really convoluted after that. Guy who's a judge, really well respected judge in New Orleans. His kid, him and his kid and like his wife actually had been murdered the year before. His kid's really distraught about it. Was driving around Ninth Ward. Ninth Ward.
Oh, Ninth Ward.
In New Orleans. Ninth Ward is like that's what Little Wayne's from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lower Ninth Ward.
Lower Ninth Ward, driving around, reminiscing about his mom, and hits another kid driving a motorcycle, hit him, kills him, hit and run, leaves, freaks out, and turns out the kid is the son of the biggest mobster in New Orleans. So the whole thing is about, them kind of just covering it up and them kind of like the whole thing is just unraveling and like it gets convoluted. Bryan Cranston's in it.
Yeah.
Who's the perfect fucking guy. Like Matt, what's the show?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. When you just when you're hiding a lie and then all of a sudden you do 2 lies to cover that lie and then it makes and like you solve one episode. Like they solve an episode by telling figuring something out and they tell a lie. But in the process of it they cause like 2 or 3 more problems for themselves the next episode. That's what this is.
It's a domino effect.
Yeah, it's just a domino effect of lying.
Just robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah, bro.
Then you got to pay Paul, so you rob Peter again.
Exactly. But it fucking ropes you in. It's a good show. Back to fighting.
So before you go there, Bryan Cranston and the dude from The Office, those dudes their serious roles are just
Michael, not Michael Foster.
Michael Scott.
yeah.
What's his name?
But what's his
God, Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. Yeah.
I went from Foxcatcher and all that.
Foxcatcher.
Dude, Foxcatcher was a good movie, man.
He had another one where
there
he
was
did
a one where have you seen the one where his kid is on he's a well-to-do family man, but his kid's addicted to meth. That
No.
one's fucking good.
I didn't see.
He puts
movie?
on- yeah, it's a movie. It's
Oh.
it's an Amazon movie. I forget what it's called. Puts on a performance of a lifetime. It's really good. Yeah, awesome.
Foxcatcher to me was a performance of
Yeah, that was another level too. That was like psychotic.
To see him in the office and then be like, who? That guy?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I think some of the best like dramatic actors are going to be comedians.
Yeah.
Like Adam Sandler. Like I don't like any of his actual movies, but when he's like when he has an actual director and an actual writer,
Yeah.
he's fucking good, man.
You know who's really good at? He's a funny guy, just because dry sense of humor, and he's always in a lot of comedies. Came up in comedy, but fucking fantastic drama actor is Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seen the Ozark?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
seen Ozark?
Yeah.
He's great in Ozarks, but like, dude, he's hilarious in fucking Arrested Development.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the serious guy in the show, but he's still funny because he's got that dry,
Yeah.
cynical sense of humor.
Dude,
know?
have you seen Game Night?
What?
Game Night?
I don't think I've seen
Was it Game Night?
Game Night with
Oh yeah, where like he's
Rachel McAdams or something.
It's pretty raunchy, right?
No, that's the one where they're like really into like playing board games and stuff.
Yeah.
And like having game nights, and then one night they like get involved with like mobsters and stuff. And it's like the funniest.
Is it funny?
It's fucking funny, dude.
I saw it's like stolen identity or identity theft.
Identity thief.
Yeah, identity.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
That was a funny one.
Go place. There you go. Go place. Yeah, go.
No, it's funny because like Rachel McAdams is funny as shit too.
She's funny.
Yeah.
She's funny.
Like
he's great, but he's a really good actor.
yeah,
He's
there's
funny
this
as
one
hell.
part where they're talking about the mobsters, and they're like, "We gotta call the police," and like they're like, "We can't. He's got a lot of moles." And then Rachel McAdams is like, "On his face," and everyone's like, "No, in the police department." Like, what the hell? No, that's a funny movie, man.
I watch that.
Yeah.
So where was that Wei Lee energy just dissipated, huh? There was a lot of energy on this podcast.
Yeah, dog. I really.
I think I said Thug Rose like 8 times on this podcast.
Maybe it's because I don't like. Maybe it's just, I didn't appreciate what Doug Rose was saying. Maybe it's just I got emotionally wrapped up.
But
in it.
apparently-
I wanted to see Wei Lee beat her ass.
Definitely got into Wei Lee's head.
It definitely did. I
But
guess or whatever. She got fucked up.
I don't know if it got in her head or anything. I think it was
Technical.
She
yeah, it was
she
all
got
technical.
her.
Because you so I watched this little snippet where it's like, because Whaley does this thing with her hips where she like dances back and forth, like darts in and out, especially with like low kicks. If you like, because she never really gets calf kicked because she does that like in and out motion.
Yeah.
So if you watch the replay, like Rose does a similar motion with just her front foot to make it seem like I'm gonna calf kick you, I'm gonna calf kick you, and as soon as she like actually throws, it looks like a calf kick. It's like a really low question mark kick that comes up and spikes her on the head. That's what got her because she read the motion.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that what is that a Muay Thai kick? What is that?
a question mark kick?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you want to come in low. Usually people throw it to the thigh or the body, and then they go for the head. But you know, it's really hard to do it as a calf kick because it has to come from
'cause it's so
all the way
low,
from the
yeah.
ground.
Yeah. So speaking of Muay Thai, our school, Top Martial Arts.
Yeah.
They got an 11 o'clock Muay Thai class with some serious sparring going on there during the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. There's cats that I ain't never seen before in there. I walked in there the other day and I was like, who the fuck are these people? Just lighting each other up.
Just like
Lighting each other up. There's one dude looks Thai. I don't know what he is, but he was definitely like just motor, just hitting everything crisp. And that guy, Big Game James.
Mhm.
Have you seen James? Big Game? He's blue belt.
he's no longer big.
Yeah, he's kind of like
big.
me. Yeah, he's not as big, but he's
Medium
James.
game James.
Man, he's got hands. He's got kicks.
He's also been training for like 2-3 years.
Yeah, he's
Like-
no, man, he's got a Taekwondo background before he even started Muay Thai. So he's
and
just,
military too.
and military. So he knows combatives. He's really good. And then there's another guy named Mike who's used to do MMA. He's an army recruiter now. Man, crisp ass boxing, just crisp. Man, there's serious sparring that goes on there. And
Think we
Yeah.
could have some smokers at the.
I'm just
at
saying,
the
if
gym.
Jay wanted to do a top martial arts Muay Thai team, they got some bangers.
Yeah. I want.
We
I wanna
already
get
run a
back
class
into it.
there. Why would we want to do a whole nother school?
No, I mean just guys who
Oh.
compete in Muay Thai tournaments.
Oh, would they do that now?
Rarely.
What?
It's
I mean-
it's not. It's smaller for sure.
It's not,
Yeah.
it's not as big. It's not really emphasized. He's got one or people that would be like he could really push it.
That's because I think Jay's
Keep that same
he's-
energy
he's
when
not that
Cam's in
into-
the
not into it.
in the gym.
And Cam's really
That's
good
why I
too.
said keep that same energy when you see Cam.
Cam's really good too. He goes in that 11 o'clock thing. He's like, dude,
He competes
when's the last time he competed?
like 3 weeks ago.
Did he tell you he competed 3 weeks ago?
Yes,
How'd he do?
he won.
You sure?
See, I keep up.
Yeah.
No.
This
was
young
it a
man,
tournament?
he doesn't.
who doesn't.
No, he doesn't compete regularly.
Because he just started.
He competed in jiu-jitsu. I know
He
for sure.
competed in Muay Thai 1,000%.
All right. So, I'm just telling you, he doesn't compete as often, and it's not like Jay like goes.
The
to
man
tournaments
just
and shit.
started. I'm confused.
He's not just started. He's been doing Muay Thai for a long time. Cameron, Edgar,
Clearly, we go to 2 different academies here.
No,
This
clearly,
is-
I've been training there the entire time. During
You didn't
COVID.
even know that he competed.
No, I did know that.
You did not.
No, I'm
you
saying
just
he
said-
doesn't regularly compete.
He just competed.
He just competed doesn't mean he regularly competes.
There's a microphone right here. You
I'm
don't need
telling
to
you,
raise your voice.
You're
they can hear
like
you.
taking the facts that are like I literally said he competes, but he does not compete regularly. in
I just
Muay
said
Thai.
he just competed.
That doesn't mean he regularly competes.
Yes, he does.
No, he just because he just competed.
He's competed at least 4 in jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai.
I'm not talking about jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
We know he competes in jiu-jitsu.
Okay. So Muay Thai wise, he just competed like 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Okay. Does that mean he
Okay.
competes regularly?
I would say yes.
And you know that because Because he just competed?
Because
Or
he
is
just
it-
competed.
That's your reasoning?
Yeah, that is my
I think
reasoning.
that's reasoning's bullshit. so
That is dumb reasoning.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not what
dumb
regularly means.
So that said, though,
So
I would say
what-
recently. He
You can
competed
see-
recently,
Okay.
but not
recently.
regularly.
That's
Okay,
true.
so he competed recently, and he's been going to top martial arts for how long?
I mean, he took some time off, but I would say that altogether now he's been coming to top martial art now for
Mm-hmm.
2 years, a little over 2 years. Yeah, he took some time off.
I don't think he's been coming for 2 years.
He has, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, he has.
I'm going to have to I'll fact check you on that one.
Go ahead. He has. He has been coming for 2 years. He took some time off for sure.
I agree with that.
He
I
took
mean,
a lot of time off.
quite a few folks did due to COVID.
Sure, he did. But he came towards the end of COVID. I mean, we're still in COVID, but
I still think I'm right, even though he thinks he's right.
I'm just telling you, like, okay, Cameron, you're like,
This is a hill I'm
regardless.
wi- this is a
I
hill
don't
I'm
know why
willing to
we're
die
arguing
on.
because it reinforces what I'm saying. Is again, including Cameron, Jay has
man.
some guys that could do a really well. Like if you just did a Muay Thai team that just want to compete in Muay Thai tournaments regularly, he's got guys that could do it. Anyway, got some bangers. 11 o'clock. If you want to see it.
I mean, I gotta work.
If you decide to quit your job and come
If you
watch,
decide to have a day
If I
off,
decide to win the lottery,
hang on a second. Hang on a second. Hey, buddy.
just see some smoker fights.
yeah.
Did you? I forgot who. I don't know if it was Tyson talking to Joe Rogan or one of Tyson's podcasts where they were talking about Customato and how he brought him up and like having smoker fights for him, and like people were like, "Yo, that guy's definitely not," because they were doing it by age and record, I think, and like. When they were like, "Oh, this," he was bringing up Tyson, and he was like, "Oh, you know, Tyson will fight, you know, the guy, whoever it was." And they're like, "Nah, there's no way Tyson's that young or has had this little bit of fights," because they were looking for somebody who's rookie against rookie, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But Tyson was knocking dudes out, so they're like, "There's no way that dude's like." It's almost like Pee Wee football when they're like, "Yeah, my kid's 9 years old," and you get like a 13-year-old playing with 9-year-olds. But Tyson was just a beast. He was just annihilating dudes since he was young.
I mean, that's just a physical specimen right there.
Who, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He's all
Did
right.
you see on his podcast that he had Sugar Ray and I think
I didn't know he had
Hitman
one.
Hearns, dude, and they both were sitting on the couch, and I don't know what was happening because I only saw this little
Before-
highlight.
before him.
This is recently in the past, like before what?
Because no Hagler died. Sorry.
Yeah. And they're sitting on the couch, and I don't know what they were talking about or whatever. They look at each other in the eyes like, "I could beat your ass right now." He's like, "You couldn't beat my ass right now. You for real? I will knock you the fuck out." Literally. And they were and it's like, "Stand the fuck up." They stood up, and then it cut out. I was like, "Ooh." And Tyson was like, "Whoa, y'all can't fight right now. Sit down unless it's in." And then he like threw his sponsor out there, some like Legion's League or whatever, some old man fight league. But I mean, I don't know if they're really getting heated, but it was
I'm sure,
pretty funny.
I'm
I'm
pretty
sure
sure
they
they're
deep
getting
down
it.
don't like each other.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the thing with like the old generation of boxers. You know,
I think a
there's-
lot of them don't like Sugar Ray either.
Why
I
would
think
you?
they-
Why
I
would
don't
you
know. I guess I think a lot of them.
I feel like he's the pretty boy of boxing. No, kind of
he was the one
of
who did-
like an older generation of boxing, not like.
he won a lot of those fights. I think a lot of them think that like Hagler was the great of that era,
Mm-hmm.
but Hagler got robbed against Sugar Ray. I think they say that wasn't that the case
I'm not sure.
when they fought. It was like a really went to decision. They said they thought that Hagler got robbed, but
I just know Pacquiao got robbed.
because but Sugar Ray beat everybody
Against
else, too.
That Australian guy.
Oh, okay.
I can't
Pacquiao
remember.
got robbed.
Yeah, against that Australian guy for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
I was like, not against
What Australian
Marquez because
guy?
he was.
Huh?
Well, Australian guy.
I can't remember his name. But they rematched, and I think someone knocked someone out. I can't remember who actually won that
Marquez
fight.
fucked him up.
But you see, there was even controversy on that because they were like, "Look, if you slow mo it," and I'm like, "Man, you slow mo anything, you be like, oh, he cheated." But you can see that Marquez steps forward, and the front, like his toes, step on Pacquiao's toes, which didn't let him slide back.
Mhm.
So then when he punched, it landed flush because he couldn't move. I'm like, come on.
Are you fact checking some right now?
He's looking for the Australian that robbed Pacquiao.
Where the fuck is this boxer?
Oh, anyway, let's talk about this.
Talk about the restaurant.
Talk about going back to jiu-jitsu, guys.
Oh,
Motherfuckers that bum rush you act like it's a street fight in jiu-jitsu.
Oh, bro.
Yo, Max.
Max. We need
I'm not talking about when Edgar
Jeff-
split my
Jeff
lip. What is his name?
Jeff Horn.
Jeff Horn.
Oh, okay, that sounds Australian. Anyway, you're not talking about when Edgar split my lip. Some other dude
So
like trying to snuff Edgar.
we're at open mat. We're open mat. And yeah, everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. Doesn't matter where you come from. Just come train jiu-jitsu, right?
Is everybody welcome?
Almost everybody.
I mean,
Nobody's enforcing, hey, you need to get them. Yeah, they
it's open to schools where they don't have to pay.
Yes, correct.
So
Some
schools make you pay for open mat if
Right.
you're not from that school.
So
You
this
don't
gentleman comes in, like open mat's 11 to 1, strolls in around noon. All right, cool. I've done that too.
That's why it's open
And
mat.
yeah.
You know?
so comes and he's, usually if you're a white belt or you're from another school, you're not eager to be like, hey, you want to roll with me? Hey, you want to roll with me? So he gets with one of the black belts. They roll once. And then one of the black belts tells me, he's like, hey, you should roll with him. I was like, all right, cool. Let's roll. You want to roll? Sure. I was like, how much do you weigh? Like 215. I was like, all right, cool. I'm like 240, so FYI. He's like, wow, okay, cool. So smack hands, clap hands.
Now we know she has blood type.
And I'm like, I go for a grip, right? Collar grip. He's on his knees. I'm sitting down. And I go for a collar grip. And like my grip is immediately snatched off the collar. And I was like, whew, okay. I did cut my nails. My hand felt a little weak. And then I immediately come up to both my knees because I'm like, all right, I'm going to be more aggressive, like the aggressor. And immediately I just get like two hands right on my chest, push like this is like we're in a high school locker room street fight, like just whoom, almost like. And remember we compared it to the MMA.
The guy had whiplash.
Yeah.
It literally was like that, and I went back and I was like, "What just happened?" And I was like, "Okay, apparently I need to change my strategy here." And so I immediately go in, get deep half guard, get half guard, then get deep half, sweep, come up. And just pressure, knee on belly, just shoulder into the chin, and all you hear is, and the guy was just all of his strength, using just as much strength, and he was strong. I mean, like a bull, and just trying to bench press me off him, and just as he bench pressed, the harder the pressure got. So as soon as I looked up at the clock, and like 15 seconds, all right. Just tuck the gi behind the head, put my knee over, done. 3 seconds later, good roll, man. Talk to you later. Might not want to use that much strength. Oh, I wasn't using a lot of strength. I wanted to use more technique. Yeah, the one technique you used called strength. I was like,
what belt was this guy?
It's white. That's why we can talk as much shit as we are right now because probably won't even see him again. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the likelihood of him staying in jiu-jitsu percentage wise? What would you say? You don't even know who this
I
fucking
know
guy
who he
is.
is, so I don't know.
What would you say? Random white belt.
Random white belt that showed up to open mat and just wanted to roll with a black belt. Probably pretty low.
Pretty low.
Yeah, I would say
Maybe
so.
like 10%, 20%.
Yeah. I mean, I'll admit that I've probably like forced people to give up on it way sooner than they should. Not trying to, it's not intentional. It's just, if you're gonna roll a certain way, then I'm gonna roll a certain way, and then
you're gonna match their intensity, which is
Exactly.
what Edgar's talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I say to people all the time before I roll, especially if they're new. Like, I'm gonna go at your pace. So like,
well, this is my thing. Is at that moment I was like, I don't want to get injured.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're using all your strength, and then me being, I'm not extremely technical, but I'm like, it's gonna take just one mistake on my part, and then potentially my knee blow out, or him go for an ankle lock or something, and use all his might, and then me being like not trying to go real hard. I was like, so I got to protect myself. So therefore, I'm like, all right, if you're trying to bench press me off you, then I'm going to put as much pressure as I can at this moment to not like totally make you feel uncomfortable, but you need some uncomfortability.
He saw that weigh in Jeremy Stevens push.
Oh, yeah.
He was trying to take you out of your game before it even started. He saw that.
I'm telling you, it had me shook. I was like, what just happened?
Yeah. Edgar's thrown up in the back. He's like, you can't roll.
Because
I guess I won the roll.
I was like, listen, and one of the things I always say is, if you want to be offensive, you want to be as tight as possible, minimize the space. You want to be defensive. You want to create space. But we just started. Why would you create so much space?
Yeah.
I mean, if I told him, I was like, if you would have pushed me like that and then bum rushed me, that's one thing. You're being offensive. But you just pushed me and then you're just waiting. I was like,
Either way, he's being a dick too.
Do you think he
intentional.
knew he was being a dick?
No,
'Cause
no,
the way
see,
you're
that's what I
describing
think.
it makes him sound like he didn't know he was
Yeah.
being a dick.
yeah.
See, I think it's unintentional.
But he also said at the end of the road, like, oh, I was trying not to use strength. I was like, could have fooled me.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's that's when I just start wrist locking.
Actually, I did wrist lock him.
See, they calmed him down, didn't it?
Oh.
Because once your wrist is gone, you're just done.
I think I've only hit a wrist lock once in my life.
Oh, really?
Like
yeah,
in competition
in a
or
roll, just in a
In a
roll.
roll.
Yeah, ever.
Because you don't look for him or what?
Maybe I don't look for him, or
I think a lot of people don't look for him.
I
They're
mean,
pretty
I don't look
underrated.
for him. Like, they're like, maybe I don't look for him. But, I the only one I ever hit is one time, like people try to stack past me
Yeah.
off a triangle, and I could hit it off that.
I do it all the time.
I love seeing, which it's rare, seeing it in competition when guys just go ahead and reach out and they got a strong grip, and the guy just cups the elbow, ducks down into it, puts the elbow.
That's the one I do a lot because
Ooh.
it's like when people like grab my
Is that
lapel,
anyone?
they always grab it too low.
Yeah, Jacare's done it too.
Yeah.
Jacare and somebody else is known for doing it. It's like,
Yeah.
oof.
Yeah,
It's
that's a nasty
fucking-
one.
Like you yelp. Like there's no like, let me tap on you nicely, because once that thing has to come on quick.
Yeah.
Forget it.
No, the one that's like the worst is the when you're on like half guard or like side control or
Oh,
something.
and they're trying to pummel.
Yeah, and they try and pummel, and you just go
They get
straight
just
hip
stuck
into it.
Oh, yeah.
That'll actually break your wrist. So, yeah, I like wrist locks. I do them a lot
Yeah.
because you can hit them from anywhere. Like if someone has my back, I can still do a wrist lock. That's probably the more likely position I'm going to get a wrist lock. If someone has my
Yeah.
back because they don't expect it.
Yeah.
So
I'm more of a leg lock guy when it comes to that. Not leg lock guy as in like I don't do heel hooks in the whole jazz because you can't do that in gi anyways. But I toe hold, if I can get it, I'm gonna go for it every time.
To hold?
If I'm standing up and this is open guard, I'm gonna try toe hold you.
Yeah.
If I'm down and you're half guard and you leave your leg up there, I'm gonna try to get it.
I'm not. I'm just going to try to sweep you, pass your guard,
stock standard.
take you back, and choke you. That's what I want.
He wants the Hodger.
I want the 1995.
I want- Oh, by the way, so I brought this up before the podcast started, but the Gordon Ryan Joe Rogan podcast, he actually said, and you can quote him on it, he's like, I don't want to be Hodger, which is the best ever at gi jiu-jitsu. He pretty much called Hodger the GOAT, which,
Well, wait. He said he's the best ever at gi jiu-jitsu?
yeah.
Because he's still because realistically, he's still the best ever at no gi.
Who?
Hodger. In
How?
my mind.
How? How many
He's
ADCC titles is he? I'm not saying that defines you as the
He's,
GOAT.
I think he's won two, but he's also the only person
Uh-huh.
who submitted everybody in weight and absolute to getting to double gold
In
in ADCC.
So
He subbed Jacare in the absolute
Yeah.
finals, dog.
So, and I agree with you. So for I guess Gordon, what he said he wants to do this coming year, the 2022 ADCC.
He has to
or-
sub everybody.
He said, well, he didn't say that. He said he wants to because he's now set up for the super fight. That's the way that they
Right.
because he won the absolute. He's set up for the super fight, but he's not going to fight Galvao because Galvao retired.
But you can, even if you do the super fight, you could still enter the tournament if you wanted to.
You have to ask.
Okay.
You have to ask. So, because he said, he's like, I'd love to win double gold, but then that would make no sense. He's like, because I'm going to win my weight, and once I win absolute, I'll be fighting myself in the super fight.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to fight his weight, and then whoever wins the absolute for the super fight. But
So he wants to do his weight. He's doing the super fight this tournament.
In ADCC?
Correct.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know against who.
He has to, right? He's doing the ADCC.
Yeah.
Because, I think he's going to do it against that's supposed to be against Galvao.
Galvao's retired.
Oh, then I don't know who's going to do it.
Galvao said he wants $1 million to fight him.
Yeah, Galvao. I think
And so they
He said
talked
that
about
a
the
while
money.
ago, though.
Huh?
He's been saying that for a while now.
Right, he's been saying the $1 million for a while,
Yeah.
and Gordon
Got
was
slapped
like,
for it.
Gordon Ryan was like, but everybody knows you get paid 10 if you lose, 40 if you win. So this $1 million is never going to happen.
Right.
They need a union.
So you,
So he wants to do in this upcoming one. He's going to do a super fight,
uh-huh.
but he's also wanting to do his weight
His
as
weight.
well. Oh, that's good for him.
And it's never been done. It's never been. Well, I don't know if it's never been done. I don't think it's never been won, but I think it's never been done either.
Okay, that's cool.
Because he's like, I'm not going to do the absolute because if I
Most
win
of the
that,
guys
then
who
I'm,
want to do super fight just do the super fight.
yeah, but right. And guys are like, well, why don't you do the absolute? He's like, why would I do the absolute? Because once I win the absolute, then I'd be fighting myself in the super fight.
Right.
Because the winner of the absolute is the one who fights in the super fight.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So would that make him the GOAT if he can win his weight and then beats the absolute person in the super fight?
I think he needs to sub everybody. That's my opinion. I think he.
That's your threat. Like,
I would also say this: he's not done.
Yeah, he's
Even if
not. He's young.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
He's
even if
young.
he doesn't do it this year, he still has. Like,
How old
the
is he?
next
25?
He's got like the next
Man,
10
he's
years
got-
maybe.
yeah.
So I
He's
didn't.
got some time.
You guys can hear it on the podcast, but I didn't realize he had so many gastrointestinal issues.
Too many stars.
He said he attributes it to the amount of antibiotics that he took when he got his staph infections. And like he was like, I'd get a staph infection, I'd have to take antibiotics, and then as soon as like it was clearing up, I get another staph infection, and then I had to take more antibiotics. And
Is
it
that
messed
like
with-
an allergic reaction?
So I don't know all the scientific stuff about
More
it,
like a
but
side
it,
effect.
it messes up your gut flora and like your immune system to be able
Yeah.
to fight stuff off, and then it messes with your stomach, right? So he's got issues. He's got gastrointestinal issues, so he can't even. He's like, I'm always nauseated. I didn't know that about him. That doesn't make me. I mean, I don't think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread either, meaning the greatest human since that. But
Yeah, but that's
It definitely-
that's not good to have that at this young age, though.
right,
That is not good. That'll
What,
fuck you up.
what he's got, like Crohn's or something?
No, if he's got
That's it.
gastrointestinal, like
got gastrointestinal, but they don't know. He doesn't know specifically like what it is or what he can do to.
that can cause other intestinal issues later on in life. If you
Yeah.
have like those.
That's what I'm worried about. I have those issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've like, basically, I have my time of the month where I'm just shitting water all day.
As long as you're not shitting blood.
There you go.
Sometimes,
Okay.
Hey, hey.
but no, I've had issues like that for since like high school.
Yeah, serious people. So people don't. It doesn't have to be age or what have you. Some people just can get like what's called diverticulitis.
It's
Diverticulitis.
It's
or whatever.
diverticulitis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get the pockets of blood or form
Yeah.
in your intestine.
yeah. What's his name had that?
My
Brock
dad had
Lesnar.
Brock
GSP had
Lesnar
that.
too. Huh?
GSP had that.
GSP?
Yeah, during his fight with Bisping.
Well, it's surprisingly he trains at the same gym as Gordon Ryan.
The funny thing was, I forgot who said it, and it was when it happened when Alistair Overeem fought Brock Lesnar, and they're like, kicked him right in the diverticulitis. I'm like, oh!
Dude, he did,
Hey.
man, straight to the liver.
No, he
That's
didn't.
right.
Liver shot at him
And he
like
went
50
down
times.
like a ton of bricks. I was like,
That was
ooh,
hilarious.
That was a brutal debut.
cool-blooded.
That was a brutal debut
Yeah.
Oh wait, that wasn't a debut.
for Alistair. It was his first fight in the UFC.
Oh,
Really?
was it?
Yeah, his first fight in the UFC.
I thought you meant for
Because they
Brock.
had just brought him over from Japan.
That's right. Oh wait, he had not fought in Strikeforce already. It was in. I thought
Oh, was it Strikeforce?
He was
Was
in
he in
Strikeforce. Yeah.
Oh,
I-
that's right. He brought
Because
him.
he'd fought in that same tournament with like with DC.
yeah,
and,
Fader.
Can we agree,
Was that the
though?
Fader one?
Like, I
Fader was in it. And he got subbed by Verdum.
Yeah, that's what it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
That's right. Remember, people were
Yeah.
freaking out because he got subbed by
he was the first one to beat him, right?
first one to beat him.
Yeah.
First guy to beat
First one to beat him officially.
him
Mhm.
was Verdum.
That was his second loss.
Yeah.
That was awesome when he
Yeah.
beat him. That was sick.
What was more impressive, that or Randleman just like slamming him on his
But
neck?
he lost
Then
that.
he lost.
I know he did lose.
He got Kimura right after.
Yeah, so definitely Verdum. Yeah. But people remember the Randleman shit like it was.
Yeah.
Who else did he lose to? Silva, Bigfoot Silva, and Dan Henderson.
Those are like garbage time fights. You know what I mean?
He'd been knocked out. He got knocked out by Bigfoot, and he got knocked out by Henderson after
Yeah,
that.
the Dan Henderson one that was crazy though.
Yeah, because he slipped out the back door and then he lit him up with those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were.
that was insane.
Dude, Henderson is like low key one of a really good career in MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got an amazing career. He's also like notorious asshole too. Like,
Really?
Yeah, he's like
For
if
being
he,
Captain America.
If he sees you're hurt, he'll fucking try and kill
Oh,
you.
okay, yeah.
Like that's his whole thing. Like
So if he
doesn't-
sees you limping on a knee, he just.
oh yeah, he's gonna take that knee out. He sees a gash, he's just gonna start digging in it.
Like he was in his prime, and Anderson subbed him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
You know what was crazy? Aside from that, is that like Dan Henderson didn't cut weight. Like he
Ever?
would fight light heavyweight at like 185, 190 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, he just wouldn't cut weight because he hated it from wrestling, and so he would just
I
go
can
in
see
there
that.
and just fight. That's the crazy thing.
He's a tough son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
yo, his fights with Shogun,
Yeah.
Holy
Oh, that
shit.
one fight with Shogun.
both of them.
So there's
Well,
two.
the first one was in
The
Pride.
was it
Which one was it? The one that was a 5-round, the greatest
5-round
fight I've ever-
war?
maybe the
That was
greatest fight we've
UFC.
ever seen.
Oh,
We watched
yeah.
it together.
Yeah.
that was UFC because
That
it
was
was in the
UFC.
cage.
I
Yeah,
miss-
but the Pride one, did they not fight in Pride?
I think he fought his brother, right?
Maybe.
Oh,
I miss
check.
Pride Shogun and Uberim. Yeah.
Pride Shogun.
Pride Shogun he had the 12 to new what is it? 12 to 9?
Him and
12 to
Vanderlei
6. 12 to 6 kick.
Went from like this the jumping, the
Yeah,
diving.
that
Him
thing.
And Vanderlei.
And yeah, and
shoebox
oh
was the one.
Vanderlei, yeah, and
Van-
then no,
Prime Vanderlei.
Van-
Pride Vanderlei was.
bro, there is a mic in front of you. You
Bro.
don't gotta yell.
That's all good. Can you hear it?
I can see
Vanderlei?
the levels, bro.
Yo, that motherfucker was scary.
That and Aldo with the soccer kicks, bro. When you were just down and you were like, "Oh, what's
Did he
happening?"
fight Pride?
Nah, he fought Strike
W-
Force,
WEC.
and then he did some of those like bare
was
knuckle
ver-
cage fights in Brazil.
Yeah, we did WEC.
Oh yeah, WEC, yeah.
Yeah, before.
Yeah, he fought Murillo in Pride, and then he fought
Shogun.
Mauricio. Yeah, Shogun in UFC.
UFC. That was a fight.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight.
Vanderlei had those fights with Rampage.
Yeah, all four of them.
One fight I want to know if you guys remember.
He won
was,
3, lost 1.
Do you remember the fight where Babalu Sobral, somebody talked shit to him, and the
Choked
dude,
him?
the dude, hold on, let me set it up, my God, Jesus. They were at the weigh-ins,
Yes,
and
we saw it.
homeboy wears his Babalu Sobral's mugshot from, I don't know what he got arrested for. I don't think it was domestic violence. It had to have been something, but he got arrested and had a mugshot, and dude got it printed on a shirt, came off stage, it's like, oh, they were talking about respect, and you disrespect me, blah, blah. And then they interviewed Babalu Sobral, and he was like, I'm going to choke you out until you go out. And that was it. And they fought, and it became bloody. I don't know if it was the 3rd round, 4th round, whatever. It became super bloody, and they got to the ground, and Babalu got a, anaconda choke. Bruh. As soon as he locked it in, it was done. Like that thing, because the blood is just everywhere. Everything is just perfect, and the cinch was so tight. Homeboy taps. And Babalu just gets tighter. Referee comes and he's tapping on Babalu and he's tapping on the other guy. Let go. Till the guy just goes limp. And then finally he lets go. Gets up, walks off. And then he get cut from the UFC. I'm like, yo, the man, I mean, he did what he said he was going to do. But, everybody's like, he was going to kill him. I was like, dude, every time you step in that cage, you could die.
Yeah, just
You're
look
not
at
going to
Lyoto.
kill him, though. Who said that? Who people said was gonna kill him?
I mean,
Like
analysts,
Joe-
everything.
Joe
like
Schmoes.
Joe Schmoes, but like some
that don't-
analysts
don't
too.
train.
Like John Anik, all right?
Yo, did you hear he's doing a fight?
Yeah.
Like actually gonna fight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing an amateur MMA fight. So you can know what he's talking about.
Yeah, good on him though. He's
Yeah, good for
he's
him.
working hard.
True.
Yeah. Nah, like some of these other analysts are talking about Brett Okamoto. I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't training.
He's a journalist.
Yeah, but don't be fucking sitting there saying like the guy's gonna die. Or I don't know if he's the one that
Is
said it.
keyboard warrior? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying they don't know about like in order if you choke me out and when we're doing jiu-jitsu and you choke me out, you got to hold that choke for a long time in order to kill me.
Yeah.
You do.
What's a long time?
Like probably a minute.
Yeah. That's not a long time.
That is a long time.
That's
for
a long
show.
time
Oh.
relative to what you're talking about in terms of
Oh,
public,
yeah.
right? You know?
So do you think Ariel Hawani needs to fight in order to...
no, but
See,
they don't need to.
I like him because he doesn't really act as an analyst. He acts more as just like a shit stirrer.
Yeah.
You know, he's a
You know
pot
he's
stirrer.
not. He's not a journalist. He
What
doesn't.
is he?
He doesn't really.
Yeah, that's,
like,
what I'm saying. He acts
he
more
never.
like a,
no, but he
pot
never
stirrer.
interviews people like to get to the bottom of the
Yeah,
truth.
he does
Oh.
it.
He
to-
doesn't.
to goad
he doesn't
them.
do that. Like he's not a true journalist. Like in terms
He
of
wants
like,
to start
and
shit.
he's not.
Yeah.
He's not an investigative report. No, yeah, he's not. He doesn't. He's always wanted to be on the good side of the person he's at. He's always talking to you or watching.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like. He's always kind of like playing buddy buddy and like, "What you're not doing this?" And then I'll do the little smile thing, and I'm like, "Yeah, but you're not really. You're not getting us anything. Did we really know anything? You're not getting us any new information."
Did you ever see the interview where he was interviewed about why he got kicked out of the Bisbing championship fight and how emotional he got about being kicked out and missing Bisping's like big moment of getting the championship. He's like, as if like he was part of his camp. You know what I mean? He was like, I've been there for all of his fights, and it was just a great moment, and I could see it. I was like, what?
Was it Dana kicked him out because of some shit?
Some shit, yeah.
Some shit he was talking. He's talking shit.
But
That's
I'm
the
like,
thing, man. That's his whole
bro,
story.
why are you crying on a mic? Like,
To get attention. That's what I'm
But
saying.
wait, and no, but I think he got kicked out from the first time he was actually trying to do journalism.
probably.
He was trying to do something
Yeah.
real. No, he was kicked-
legitimately trying to ask.
He was
a
legitimately
question.
trying to ask a good question,
Yeah.
and Dana got hissy pissy.
Dana got Dana.
Oh, that's what led to him
getting kicked out. I don't remember what he asked him.
The
or
tomato
what he
tomato.
reported out on. So he might have reported out on something, and he got kicked out. But for whatever you're saying, yeah, I could also see him being like, I'm friends with all the fighters. They're all my friends, and they like me.
MMA journalism is fucking shitty. They're the ones that vote on the rankings.
You know why? Because they can't really.
They vote on what?
They vote on the rankings.
Really?
On the UFC official page, all that is done by journalists and
But
that's whack,
my
dude.
only take is like
That's whack.
journalists in MMA. It's really hard to find true journalists.
yeah.
They're so. It seems like they're so afraid of like.
I mean, the thing is,
like giving a fact and then telling their opinion about that fact. That's what true journalism
Yeah.
is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Is it because they're afraid of pissing off the fighters? Because it's a very personal sport. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is, like,
You
it's-
don't see a Stephen A. Smith out there doing. And when
Well,
he
they're
does, he
trying.
gets shit on big time.
because
right?
he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. You have these guys that don't know what they're talking about, that get to talk about it because they don't know what they're talking about, and then you got these guys that do know what they're talking about that don't want to talk about it because they know exactly what it's like. You know, like no one's gonna go out there and like report on like you know, because like you see all these guys talking about like for example Usman being like his his physics, like his physical body. He looks like they're doing like this like armchair psychiatrist shit where he looks like Masvidal is gonna win because Usman's like slumping over or something. That's the journalism you see in current MMA.
Yeah.
But then the real journalism is like he's probably just tired from the fucking weight cut. That's
Yeah.
like that's
Right, or nobody. But what about like? I don't ever hear like a Brett Okamoto or who I'm picking on this dude because that's the first name. It's so easy to remember his name. But like, I never hear some whatever's MMA journalist going like, "Yo, you know, this is the third time that Arlovsky's been knocked out in the span of a year and a half. He should hang it up."
yeah.
They don't say that. You
Yeah,
know what I
because
mean?
they
That's-
know what it's like, you know.
No, that's not what
Well,
it's like.
what I'm saying is like the ones that should be reporting on it know what it's like. Like they know it's hard to give it up, especially if you're someone like Arlovsky who's actually.
But you
winning.
could report out like that, though, right? You could say it like that. It's very difficult for these people to hang up. But at some point, one has to. The way you can phrase it.
Right.
You hear journalists say like, okay, at some point you got to question: is this enough? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So,
You could say it that way.
So
Yeah.
do you remember? He's not a journalist by any means, and I've already brought his name up already. But
Ariel?
when Joe Rogan said that to Brandon Schaub
Great.
on the podcast,
Yeah, that's his friend talking to his friend, right?
he's a fighter and he's a fight analyst or fight commentator, like, and he's
color
telling him straight up,
commentator.
like, "Yo, you need to hang it up."
I think that you're
I'm saying like that's a similar premise to what you're describing.
I think it's different. I think it's in terms of like, yeah, somebody picking up on the fact that somebody hang it up.
Yeah.
But I thought that when he even phrased it, he's like, "I'm your friend, and nobody else is going to tell you this. As a friend, I'm
But
telling
you suck. Oh, sorry.
He's like, yeah, he did straight up. Like,
He did say that, yeah.
He did. He straight up.
He's like, you're not as
And
good
he's
as you
like,
think
and
you
then
are.
Brandon Schaub was like, "Oh, but I fought this guy well, or I knocked this guy." I'm like, dude.
Remember he asked him the question. He goes like, I mean, like, I think that you think you're a lot better than you might really be right now. It's like he's like you think you may have really good wrestling. Like you know, how do you think you do in a wrestling match with Cain Velasquez? And he's like, I think I do quite well. It's like I think you get your ass kicked.
Listen, whenever that comes back up, I'm like, yo, I just remember you and Cyborg, doing a match and then Benny Hill music. I was like, no.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's also like,
At
like,
what point do you get away from that, Max? Is my point. Is like, just because you know what it's like. you know what it's like. You still have the obligation to being a journalist.
Yeah, but then you also have to realize there's also a money game because like what's gonna get more attention?
Dollar
right?
bill. Yeah.
Someone that's as old as Arlovsky, who's fought as long as he has. It's like, oh, he should hang it up. Like most people that hear some dude that's been fighting for the past 30 years, yeah, he should probably hang it up.
Yeah.
Or would you be like, Conor McGregor's gonna fight? Because that's where the money is. That's why the journalists that are more prominent, that's all they ever do. They just
Clickbait.
They talk about the people that most casuals will care about, and that's Conor.
Yeah, but what are they saying about Conor?
Do you want to fight Conor? When is Conor fighting?
Yeah.
You'll see this question.
Conor just sold his whiskey business, so he made $600 million.
Maybe I'll be clear about like a lot of times.
Yeah, let's clear that up.
A lot of times it's like when I think of some of the journalists, there's some journalists on Twitter that
if you say Okamoto again,
no, they're good. Do you ever go to fightsite.com?
Nope.
No.
Fightsite.com's got some pretty good op-ed pieces based on what they're seeing in terms of the fights. You know
what's wrong with the bloody elbow?
Yeah.
MMA junkie.
Bloody elbow is okay. MMA junkies.
What about Sherdog?
Isn't that Ariel's first thing? He founded
so,
MMAjunkie.com. I used to fucking be on MMA Junkie all the time.
Sherdog? No, nothing.
Because the Sherdogs are just a forum, right?
Yeah,
but there's people writing on there.
That's a true keyboard warriors.
I'm sure Brian's on there.
Fightsite.com will be on. Like the guys I follow on Twitter will write about a particular fighter, right? Or but they're also train jiu-jitsu or they have a wrestling background, but they're true journalists, you know what I'm saying? And so they'll write these pieces based on what they're seeing, and they'll write about Conor, right?
Yeah.
But it could be the shitty things that Conor does in his life, too.
Yeah.
They don't leave that stuff out. They're not afraid to write about the fact that
he punched some old dude at a bar.
Yeah, punched some old dude at a bar.
By the way, he bought that bar and kicked that dude out.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Are you just making that up?
No, I'm serious.
That's hilarious.
Unless it's a fake news story. He bought the bar. Like, apparently that was the pub that dude went to all the time.
Ariel told me
it sounds like something he would do.
Yeah. He bought the pub and was like, yo, you're banned.
According to Brandon Okamoto.
Man, did you see that shit about Conor not donating?
Oh, yeah. And then he did donate. Well, he didn't.
He donated to the Boys and Girls Club.
Right. He donated
to friggin' what's his name's thing?
People say he's doing it out of spite. And then, obviously, Ariel asked Dustin about it. And Dustin's like, that's cool. As long as he's donating. Like, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, but he didn't keep that same energy on Twitter, or either Twitter or wherever it was when Dustin was like, oh, you didn't. He was calling him out like you didn't keep your word that said that you said you were going to donate.
He calling him out because he was saying that Dustin was like, I need to see your papers, and like they're running like a raggedy business of some sort.
Yeah, yeah. That's what Conor ended up saying, meaning like my people do their what do you call it? Their fact checking before they just write a check.
Right. But I thought that Dustin took offense to that piece.
No, that was after the fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was so it started with Conor saying something about the third fight, and then Dustin saying, by the way, I haven't really heard anything about, your donation. You kind of ghosted us.
Yeah.
And it kind of escalated from there. And I thought it was funny that in the end, Dustin was the one apologizing, not for Conor not donating, but for him putting it out in public on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's like, I should have just called him. But either way, he didn't donate.
Yeah.
So
he's probably like a really good guy, and he thought he feels bad about airing that shit out.
I mean, I think Dustin is a good guy, and I think he actually said that he was going to use the money from Conor and give it to the Boys and Girls Club anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's, it didn't really matter at that point. But I don't know. I get where Conor's coming from, but he's also a jackass for saying all the shit he said. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying you can't just be throwing all this kind of money around to quote unquote charities. Got to fact check.
Are you
nope.
Dustin's charity is a quote unquote charity? Is that what you're saying?
Nope. That's not what I said.
For the fact of the matter is, I think that Dustin Poirier is
great guy. He's got great sauce.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's got a sauce company.
Does he?
Yeah, he gave
hot sauce.
He gave him hot sauce. He gave Conor hot sauce when they were like weighing in.
That's hilarious. He's a good fighter too.
He's a good fighter.
So that fight's set?
Yeah, July 12th.
Shit.
Yeah, 264.
Is McGregor getting in his head and gonna?
I don't know. We're probably gonna see the old McGregor back, shit talking everywhere and doing his karate style. I don't know.
Man.
I
but
think it'll be a lot more interesting this time.
Dustin's striking was on point.
It's crisp.
What? You looked like you had something you wanted to say.
He was talking about Connor doing his karate stuff, and I was thinking about touch butt in the park.
No, I think it's gonna be a fun fight because Dustin was taking the shots. You know, he wasn't getting knocked down or anything. He was getting stumbled, but he wasn't getting knocked down.
He's a hard guy to knock
yeah,
out.
it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be interesting because
Dude, when he took the shots from Hooker,
that was a fight,
Yeah.
man.
because Hooker he can hit.
Hooker's a hooker, man.
Yeah. That
Who's
guy
got
can
Who's
fucking
got
strike.
more to lose?
For the fight,
Yeah.
Connor for sure. If he loses again,
Then he just retires.
2 in a row, I mean, come on.
Just
that's
retire.
that's his entire mysticism gone. You know, it's like Masvidal, 2 in a row.
He's no longer Mystic Matt.
No, he's never. I mean, yeah, he used to be able to predict his own fights, but then like he's
So-
lost that mystique about him. You know, it's like
Masvidal now has to fight
Ma-
2 or 3 other fights before he gets a title shot again.
if he gets a title shot again. I mean,
Yeah, or
who-
change weight. You think?
who do you think Usman's gonna? Usman's probably gonna retire before Masvidal gets a third fight with him. know?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's
How many title defenses is that now for Usman? Seven?
Cerrone, Masvidal
4.
twice.
4. Because Colby was his first, and then
So there's a rematch for Kobe, no?
that's what should be. But then he wants Colby to do one more fight, and I think he should do one more fight.
Who else is out there?
Definitely not T Wood.
So the thing is, right now, he just beat Masvidal. Leon Edwards is fighting Nate Diaz for some fucking reason.
I did see that.
And
You're annoyed by the Diaz brothers, aren't you?
I think it's stupid because
Nick looked like he's ready to come back.
I'll talk about that in a second. But Wonder Boy is fighting Burns, Dorino.
Mhm.
I think that's gonna be a fun fight. And I guess the only one that's left is Colby, but he said something about wanting to fight Chiesa for some reason. I think just like an easy fight for the summer.
I guess.
But
Get that summer
that's
bod
the
ready.
state of it. So the thing about the thing about Leon Edwards is I think he's a good fighter. I think he could give a lot of trouble to everyone at the top of welterweight, but why he's taking these dumb fights, I'll never understand. Because like last year he was talking about only wanting to fight up.
Mhm.
Because at the time he was ranked like 4 or 5. He said, I only want to fight Colby, I only want to fight Usman, I only want to fight Masvidal, I only want to fight Tyron.
He's the one who caught the 2-piece in the soda, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And like people like Thompson were calling him out, people like Magny, and then he ends up fighting fucking what's his name?
The Carney Lens. No, I don't know.
Kamzat
Lens.
Chimaev, the Khabib
Oh.
Chimaev.
Yeah.
Chimaev? He fought
Yeah,
Chimaev?
he was supposed to, and then
Supposed
he
to.
got COVID.
Who
and
got
then
COVID? Leon or Chimaev?
Chimaev. Well,
Okay.
they both did. But then he fought Bilal, got the nasty ass eye gouge situation.
yeah.
Now he
Oh,
wants to
yeah.
fight Nate Diaz, and he says as soon as I beat Nate Diaz, I want a title shot. Like
That
you
ain't
could have
gonna
gotten a
be-
title shot if you accepted like the Thompson fight or something.
But Nate Diaz is not top 10, so why would you get a...
He's not even ranked.
Yeah, so why would you get a
So
title shot?
yeah,
off
it doesn't
of
make
fighting
any
Nate Diaz?
sense.
I don't know. Did you guys see that chick, the redhead chick, upkick some other chick? I don't know their name, so upkick another chick, and she was on her knees.
This past weekend,
Yeah.
dude, that was a flop. That was a flop
Dude,
for sure.
so that...
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
So
So-
the chick in the red hair came out saying that it was a flop.
It was
She's
clearly
like,
a flop. Like, so obviously you guys can't see it, but I'm gonna show it for a minute. So like they're over here, and she's in guard, like open
Oh,
guard,
it's okay.
and like she's throwing down shots. She kind of comes up.
Is she on her knees or on her?
Yeah, she's on her knees.
Okay.
And then
the chick on the bottom has red hair.
yeah,
The chick on the
Jillian
top
Robertson.
doesn't.
Jillian Robertson throws an up kick, or I guess it's an up kick.
She was
more-
like bicycle kicking.
yeah,
almost.
she was more trying to push her away. But
Yeah.
then the kick caught her on the chin, and she gets caught on the chin,
And it was
then
just-
she's like,
Ooh.
like
Is that
literally-
illegal?
Yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah,
because
yeah, because her knees
Yeah,
are down.
She's down. Down.
Oh, up kicks are illegal now.
No. Up kicks are
kick when you're standing up is fine.
any kick when your opponent is on their knees is illegal.
Yeah,
It's
any
illegal.
any leg attack basically, any like leg strike, but
To the face.
to the face.
To the
Yeah.
like elbow. I mean, knees to the ribs.
There's like half a second delay of when she gets hit and then her going like this,
Yeah.
and she's not like going out like my chin. She's like straight up like
It wasn't like a
Knocked out.
stone. It wasn't like a spaghetti. It was just like boom.
Really?
She
yeah,
went back.
and she got
Like Neymar diving?
yeah
Like-
she got carried out, dude. They were selling it like
I don't know what was better. That I mean, she could play professional
Did
soccer.
she get paid?
She she's
she got one.
She won. She got her one.
It was
one
a
bonus?
DQ. Yeah, it was like the same thing as Aljo,
Oh yeah.
and he actually tweeted it. He was like, "Good job, my apprentice."
What's her name? What was the girl's name?
Jillian Robertson was the redhead girl. I don't remember the other girl's name. It was some weird like European thing.
Some weird ass fucking name, man.
But
See, that's what I wanted to bring up when we were talking about Pride. Would you guys want to see Pride rules back?
yes,
Yes. And that includes the ring.
The ring? You like the ring?
I do not like the cage
Why do you like the ring?
because I think it forces its place to the grappler's strengths.
The ring plays
What?
the grappler
Yeah.
string?
how?
Because people learn like to use the cage to
To wall walk?
to wall walk and get out.
Yeah, but then you have guys like Khabib and people following after Khabib with the Dagestani
Yeah, and
handcuff.
you're keeping dudes up and like
Khabib's a good enough grappler where he would figure out how to fucking do anything.
But he's never like you're assuming that he would do that, right?
I'm just saying Khabib could probably if you don't have Khabib doesn't have any walls to keep you down. Like he's just gonna keep you down, man. There's no way you can't wall walk on his
I
ass.
think they should do the same thing they do in one, where they have some fights in the cage, some fights in the ring.
I'm just saying it's a noted thing. A lot of like Nick Diaz has talked about that because he fought Pride and he fought UFC and he's like, I like the ring because it's played to my strength as a grappler, as a jiu-jitsu player. I can people couldn't get out of certain situations.
Yeah.
And as soon as they would come close, those motherfuckers on the side just knocking your hands off the shit. Remember you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I think they should do both. I think that'd be more interesting because then you get more.
I think I think people like the cage. Why? Because it just adds to more of the carnage.
Yeah, there's more clinchability. There's like using the cage for like movement and isolation of movement. So
I always feel like there's.
I think the ring is fun, but I also think it draws more attention to like
What?
like that like old school like boxing like look. You know, I think the cage puts it more like this is MMA and kickboxing and boxing go in the ring, and I think that's what the UFC thinks as well. It's like we shouldn't do because anything else besides the octagon because like that's our shtick. You know, that's
That's
like
the
we're-
UFC
Yeah, that's
shtick,
what I mean.
or what have you. But
WEC used the cage.
yeah, WEC did too.
Yeah, Bellator. I think that's just the thing about MMA.
Yeah, all those like. I'm just saying, I think I enjoyed watching. Like there's no escape, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're in a ring,
Unless
like
you want
that.
to throw them out.
Yeah, I mean, if you throw them out, you whatever, which is hard to do because those dudes are fucking kicking you right. You know, the dudes are pushing.
Yeah, the
you
dude's
back
pushing
in.
you back in.
Yeah, they're pushing you back in. So
Remember when what's his name? Rampage got knocked out through the ropes.
oh yeah,
What?
Wasn't that-
They knocked him out.
Yeah, that was Renderley.
I felt like dudes got knocked out more in Pride. They got subbed more in Pride. They got
Yeah, because
like,
they were going for the kill.
finishes were happening.
Yeah,
And
because
you- and-
it was scored as a fight, right? It wasn't scored round by round. It was scored as a fight. So like if you were balls to the walls the entire fight,
Oh yeah, because there was no rounds, right?
there was a
There's a 10-minute round.
there 10-minute round and then 2 5-minute rounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
I
was-
think that is a little weird.
that's a little intense. That's
Yeah.
fucking 10 minutes.
10-minute round.
Ooh.
The 90-minute rounds.
I'm like, yo, if you don't have cardio for a 3-minute round, what you think you're gonna have for one 10-minute round?
No, I think the one championship mixing it between the cage and the ring. I think that's more interesting because it was a DJ had 4 fights in one already, and 2 of them were in the ring.
What's with
He caught that
one's
knee. Dude, hold on, did you see him catch that knee to the dome?
yeah, but what's with the, back to DJ? You know, what's one's weigh-in rules?
So they have a better hydration policy where so as a flyweight, he's still a flyweight, but he weighs in at 135 instead of 125, and they weigh in like basically like the week before.
So that motherfucker that he fought, that hit him with
Is
the knee, was considerably bigger.
Yeah, he's definitely cutting a lot more weight.
Yeah, but I don't think he
But-
lost due to the weight. I think he lost because that knee hit flush.
He's lost more than once now. And
Oh.
I'm just telling you.
I'm saying for that one fight,
maybe
the
maybe
knee is-
maybe the knee hit more in flesh, but I'm saying like he really didn't lose in the UFC. You know, he lost.
Oh, he never lost in the UFC.
No, he did.
He did.
He lost to well,
Not
It
the
was-
title though.
no, he
He
lost
lost the title to Cejudo.
It was a really
Oh,
close fight.
yeah, yeah.
Well, they could have gone any other way. Could have gone
Yeah.
either way. But I was saying he's losing. He's lost what? How many fights now? 2 or 3? In
his entire
in one.
in just one.
No, he lost another one too, dude.
No, because
Google it.
the reason he fought Marias was because he won the Grand Prix. He won the Grand Prix, and then it got his ticket to fight for the championship. So that was his first loss since Cejudo. So as soon as he came over, he fought this one guy, and then he fought Wakamatsu, and then what's his name? He fought 3 Japanese dudes, and then he fought
Were they
Marias.
good fights?
Yeah, dude, that's what I was saying about one. Like, I like watching one better more for the technicality of it, because like these guys, like they actually know what, like, at a very technical level what they're doing, and I've never actually seen DJ struggle that much in the grappling, because like these guys actually were going toe to toe with him in the grappling.
Yeah.
So he had 2 decisions, 1 submission, and then he got knocked out.
Bro, that suplex armbar though, come on.
That was pretty good.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like all these guys, and like, because Ray Borg was supposed to be good at jiu-jitsu.
That's the guy who has the skin disease thing, right?
I like those lightweight Japanese dudes. Those lightweight Japanese dudes.
Yeah, dude, those
grapple.
they were also huge. That's also the sketchy thing
That's
about the
the point
weigh-ins.
of it, like of the weight cut thing. Right?
Yeah.
It seems weird.
They were huge, but
They don't have a weight class below him.
no. So it's 135 is flyweight for them, whereas it would be 125 in the UFC, and then it just goes up from there. So every weight class is
so he
bumped
doesn't
up.
have to cut a lot of weight.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so, but he's a pretty dense dude. I think
Yeah.
he like walks around like 150.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like, if the other guys like cutting to 135. What are they from? Walking around at 160, 165?
Maybe
You know,
that's how much Aldo weighs.
Aldo walks around like 170.
Yeah, he's a huge dude.
I
He's a
mess with
dense
he
dude.
used to just wreck dudes' legs.
Is he the greatest featherweight of all time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WC.
Because who else was there? Who has a more substantial record than him?
The butt chin?
Who?
Uriah Faber, the butt chin?
Yeah.
Oh,
Come
butt chin.
on.
I think you said the
Yeah,
button.
you got
I said the
fucked up.
butt
I
chin.
think you said the button. I'm like, who the
No,
fuck is the
no.
button? That's a dumbass name.
Oh, when Aldo pretty much killed the meat on his thigh? You remember
Oh
that?
yeah.
Tenderized it.
Oh my god, that was so bad. That was so bad.
No, it's definitely Aldo.
Who also has kicks like doesn't Charles Oliveira have kicks like that too?
Yeah, Charles could fuck you.
All the Brazilian guys got.
What's his name?
got those.
Barbosa.
Oh,
Barbosa,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
in Barbosa.
Barbosa.
He would light you up.
Hey, so when you said Moraes, I brought it up. Whatever happened to Sergio Moraes?
He lost like 2 or 3 in a row,
And then he got cut.
No, he's not cut. He's just like, okay, I need to slow down
Uh,
because he got knocked out by
he's the one with the IBJJF lion tattoo right here.
Oh yeah.
he got knocked out by Corey Sandhagen,
Some scrub.
and then like he's like a month later, he's like, I'm gonna
I'll
fight
take
this
another
guy.
fight.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and clearly he's probably concussed. He's probably just
Yeah.
like take a couple months off and then start thinking about fighting again. But then he got knocked out again. So
Made Kron cry.
Yeah, he did make Kron cry. Yeah, that was
He was fucking good at jiu-jitsu too, man. That motherfucker was
Sergio?
Yeah, he was really good at jiu-jitsu too.
One Punch Man.
that choke too. That choke. That's such a personal choke. Like literally, he was like looking at him in his eye. Just, so he
Got
just-
him.
Got him. Yeah, your daddy might be somebody special, but you ain't nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof.
It
I don't
was
know who. I want to know who was behind the camera when Karan was crying behind the bleachers. I was like, "Dang, that's cold blooded." You didn't
Yeah.
give him a moment. Let him.
It was Ariel.
Tell us how you feel right now, Karan. What's
He
going
just
through your
got
mind?
knocked out. Tell us.
What's going through your mind?
Why'd you let him get the choke on you?
Guys
Yeah.
what's up with the knockout interviews? I thought they were saying they were
Joe
gonna do
Rogan,
that.
man.
Joe said he wasn't
Joe
gonna
Rogan's
do it.
just an idiot.
Yeah, but Joe said he was never going to. Remember,
Yeah.
he made a huge thing about it.
Yeah,
About
And he
He did
like,
do it
when
once or
when
twice after
interviewed
that.
DC, right? When
He's
they
been doing
interviewed
it
DC.
after that.
He
To
has?
everyone, yeah.
Yeah, he went up to Masvidal after Masvidal got it.
He went to Whaley
Yeah.
too, and that's the shitty part. The translator sucks.
like the translator got fucked
I don't
up.
think that guy knew how to speak English either.
Can you understand Chinese? When you're talking?
So they speak Mandarin. I speak Cantonese, but I can understand a little bit.
Mm.
But they have a very distinct accent. So it's like if you ask us to like translate what a true Bostoner is saying.
Mm.
Sometimes
You can understand what they're saying, but you don't really know what they're
or
saying.
like some Cajun motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like Cajun guys.
Yeah,
They're like
what the fuck did that guy just say?
like deep South dudes, or
Yeah.
like guys from bumfuck. You can understand them kind of, but
Yeah.
Sometimes people like it with a deep ass like Irish accent or Scottish accent.
Like-
I don't what?
Huh?
I don't know what the guy just said.
Yeah.
They could say that about us though too. Who knows?
I mean, yeah, for sure.
American accent.
I'm on a text thread with a couple of buddies that play flag football, and like one of them is from Australia, and so the neighborhood that they live in, the HOA was like, hey, you can't have basketball hoops anymore out in front of your house. Like, they either have to be in the ground. And so the guy was like, wait, you guys can't have basketball rings at your house? And everybody was just clowning him like, what are basketball rings? And then I sent the picture of Jordan with all his rings like this. And I was like, these are basketball rings. And he's like, hoops, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you guys call wedding rings? Do you call them wedding hoops? Is that the difference?
Wedding bands. No, that's the interesting thing about the language,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. Sometimes thinking about it, like I don't like just. I'm like there's times I'll be listening to people in America that are just from a different part of the country, and I'll like what did that guy just say? Like sometimes.
You got to turn on the what do you call
Yeah.
Go
I have the subtitles on everything, like just in case somebody says some shit I don't even fucking understand the word they're saying. I can hear it, but I just don't understand.
That made me think of you guys know Sam Elliott, the actor?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's the guy I can't fucking understand because he's got a deep ass voice and
Yeah.
you start.
He kind of mumbles everything.
Yeah.
Too,
It's that mustache.
Yeah.
It's just a filter, natural filter.
Natural.
He's a good actor though.
Yeah.
He's kind of the same guy in every movie though, isn't he?
Yeah, the guy you can't understand.
Yeah.
Always wearing a cowboy hat.
White Earth brother.
Yeah, so
I still got one good arm to hug you with. He's like bleeding out his arm. They can cut it off and shit. Can you imagine that shit? You have a good shot in your arm and then having to cut it off right there. I'm like, damn, dude. Like modern medicine really saved like a lot of amputees.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, back then they would just die.
They would
You want to die now or die later?
Yeah, I know.
Gangrene, just
That's like right now. If back then it was like, oh, COVID's going around, they'd be like, okay, well, it's your turn to get bloodletting.
Yeah.
What? Bloodletting? Like when you Google it, it's like, what bloodletting? They let blood out of your system, and that's how they like minimize the infection or whatever. I was like,
It's
what?
not blood, man. It's the devil.
yeah,
Right.
it's the devil.
You drown those people.
So what else is new, man?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
Jiu-jitsu wise.
Jiu-jitsu wise? I don't know. You got a mouthpiece.
I'm buddy rocking that mouthpiece. Yeah. Yeah, jiu-jitsu.
Why'd you get the gold teeth?
Because it was either that or the fangs. I didn't want to do the fangs because those people are always weird.
I told you, man. You should have just gotten the Sisu ones.
How
That's
many?
the one I use.
How many people have you seen with the fangs?
I've seen it like.
At jiu-jitsu?
No, I don't see a lot of people with mouth guards in jiu-jitsu. I'm only going to wear this until this heals. Let's be this clear. Like, I'm not a mouth guard guy. I know you are. Nothing wrong with mouth
Protecting
guard
my
people.
my teeth, man.
Yeah, I'm
my
not
mouth,
saying. Yeah,
my
I think that's
gums.
great. I just have a hard time breathing with one in there.
So that's why I say you get the Sisu one because it has
The holes in it?
it has holes in it and like
It's really thin too.
yeah, but it's also like it's
What's it?
like
How do you spell it?
Sisu.
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 Yeah,
Sisu.
yeah. That's the one you should get, man. Return that shit. How much was that?
How much is the Sisu one?
I don't know, but you could go to
Maybe like-
Dick's Sporting Goods to get one versus ordering one.
Yeah, how much is that one?
That one's probably like $25, $30.
$15.
15 bucks?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one's like I think
This
like
one's
40.
called Safe Jaws with a Z.
Mm.
Jaws.
Yeah, it's like 40 bucks, I think. And they have different I got the boxing one. But they have a jiu-jitsu specific one. So,
Right.
that one's thinner and it's lighter, so if you want to be able to actually like talk better, then get that one, but the one I have I can talk
I just
fine.
don't want to be one of those guys that like chews it up on their mouth like and they're like talking.
Like the NBA players?
Yeah, there's some guys in jiu-jitsu that I see like with it like hanging out of their mouth while they're like in between rounds.
Are
I'm
you
like,
going to be tucking it behind your ear?
Definitely not.
See, that's why I like the Sisu one because I used to wear like mouth guards like that, and I would take it out, and just like
You would never take out the Sisu when you're like in
no,
between rounds.
I don't really need to take it out because it's
You drink water with it?
Yeah, I drink water just fine with it. Talk just fine. I mean, You clearly have never noticed it, so.
Yeah, I've never even noticed it.
He's wearing it right now.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like Invisalign.
Kind of, actually.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, it's basically just like a thicker Invisalign like retainer thing. So
Is it going to protect against my? Well, I don't even know if this will like protect
would it make you look better? No.
my stitches.
Yeah, because your tooth is what caused the tear. Like that's what initiated the tear, and then
Yeah, I'm just wondering if any pressure against it will still like not knock into it, but like just
it'll still swell. You'll get a
Yeah.
fat lip, but it won't
Won't
cut.
split
Dude,
open.
just wear a
Won't split
football
open.
helmet.
Just wear what?
Just wear a football helmet. No one will ever be able to
Yeah.
touch that part of your face.
There is
Don't
one,
touch my face.
Did you see? There's one dude that wears the ear bra every time he rolls now.
A headgear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who's
What's that
that?
guy's name?
I don't know his name.
Oh,
Now.
That's a new dude, right?
Yeah,
How you know it's just like wrestling headgear?
yeah,
That's the new guy, right?
yeah.
We get a lot of those people though, every once in a while.
I'm like, eventually you'll stop wearing it. After like your 15th triangle in a row.
Was he wearing it because he's got cauliflower ear?
I didn't see any cauliflower.
Maybe because he doesn't want cauliflower ear.
Probably that. Yeah.
I mean, it's to each their own. I think he should get a different kind. He should get the
Thinner
Cliff Keen ones,
Yeah, the clip
The,
ones are good ones.
Athletas or whatever they're called, the softer ones.
Oh,
Because the ones
his
he
are
has
like
now-
this thick.
yeah, he's got like the pro ones, and
Yeah.
like they're like hard plastic.
He's about to go play rugby right now.
Nah, man, rugby players don't even wear that shit.
No, they barely wear cups.
Dude, those fuckers get some cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
though.
All those shoes are thick, bro.
Yeah, they're freaking
Just
tanks.
Yeah.
Like, look at
Refrigerators.
Volkanovski.
He was
Yeah.
fat.
That guy was 420 pounds.
400. Jesus.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't a 420.
No, Joe Rogan said it wrong one time. He said 420 pounds when he meant 240 pounds.
We talk about Joe Rogan too much on this podcast.
Why you being such a hater? Hey, where's that Spotify energy you had for him last time?
What are you talking about?
All right, I'll bring that up next time.
Bring it up right now.
Yeah, you had a lot of energy towards Joe Rogan that like he was not gonna be successful or he was gonna be kicked off Spotify because of what he says or whatever. I remember you had a lot of negative energy. Keep that same energy.
I think he's limited. He came out and had to say something again, like and clarify something after like people. He's got some backlash. What do you get? The backlash about the COVID comments?
Yeah, he retracted them.
He didn't retract. He didn't retract. I
He
think
retracted. He retracted the vaccine comments.
he said even on the show, he's like, I said it. Like,
There was something else he said.
If I'm 20, if I were a 21-year-old, I wouldn't get it. Is what he said.
Yeah.
Then he said like, which is still probably not the smartest thing to say. But
Yeah. But then he came out the next one. He's like, "Why would you listen to me? I'm just a dumbass talking on a microphone."
yeah, well, people do listen to that.
People do listen to him.
But again, you're backtracking.
I mean,
you had a
was-
lot of energy. You had a lot of negative energy towards him and his deal.
I don't really.
You said it wouldn't last the whole nine.
I didn't
know.
say that.
All right.
I did not say it wouldn't.
Run the tape. Run the tape.
Run
Let's
the
go.
tape. I did not say that. Making shit.
Now you're gonna make me do some research, re-listen to podcasts. Okay.
Feel free.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll bring it up.
Review them.
Review them.
I'm gonna play
Max,
it too.
Max is looking for listeners.
I'm gonna play it for you too.
How are we doing? I don't even know. Like, do people listen to us talk about bullshit like this?
Maybe.
There's been a taper off since I took that like months
Hiatus?
months long hiatus.
You think we're gonna pick up? Do you post this to social media other than Twitter?
I don't have a.
Well, you have to be on social media in order
He's
to
posted
know.
to Twitter.
No, you. I'm saying you.
I'm asking. That's why
but I'm saying
asking.
you have to be on.
Does
in
it
order
still post to
I'm
Twitter?
asking him.
I don't have a Twitter anymore. Does it still post to Twitter?
I don't know. I saw it on Twitter. We used to post it on Ronin. Used the Ronin.
I got it on
Oh,
my
maybe it's still there.
podcasting. It
Mhm.
came up.
Yeah, I got rid of my Instagram and everything. So it only posts to YouTube, Spotify, the podcast shit like Apple Podcasts,
Apple
Google
Podcasts, yeah.
Podcasts. Yeah.
But you don't post to like
And
do you have
Beanpod, right?
Do you have like
Yeah, Podbean.
my Facebook account for it or whatever?
Hell no, I haven't had Facebook since high school. Man.
Zucks, bruh.
Shit.
Come on.
Yeah.
Shit.
You have an Instagram still?
Nope.
No, I got rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it? What's your thought process behind getting rid of Instagram and Facebook?
I was just.
He's already got
looking
the
for
microchip
less
in his arm.
clutter.
He doesn't need it.
Huh?
less clutter. Lately, well, I wouldn't say lately, but like for the past few years, I've been thinking more like kind of like minimizing my stuff, and
His digital footprint.
that too. Like, the only reason I really had an Instagram was just to like keep up with news or like share memes with people, but even then, it's just kind of dull because I stopped doing that after a while, and it's just like, why do I need this clutter?
Could you not do that and then but still share the fact that you have this content that you put out? We're talking
What do
about
you
the
mean?
podcast, promoting your podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I still promote my podcast, but do you mean promoting it on Instagram? Like,
Yeah,
just having
promoting
an
on
account?
Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is.
No, because I feel like I'm one of those guys where if I have it, I'm gonna use it. And if I'm not using it, why do I have it? You know what I mean? So it's like
You gotta get it. You gotta get somebody else to do it for you.
yeah, but I'm not gonna pay nobody.
You have to pay for something like it's fine.
You wanna do it for me?
No, because I'm not on that shit.
That's what
I'm just saying if it were me, I would I'm not trying to tell you how you do run your life.
No,
bro.
yeah.
Maybe does that sound like I'm
Yeah, a little bit.
No, I get what you're saying though. But it's like
Tell your brother.
if I wanted to have this take off, then I would probably invest more into it. But it's more of just like
He
having
wants
fun
it to
thing.
take off organically.
Word of mouth.
I don't know
Or
about word of
water.
mouth.
That's about as organic as you can get.
Yeah, but that's
Have you
what the-
heard the new podcast, Battle Buddies?
I'll put a
That guy
commercial
Edgar
out.
comes up with the faux facts.
Quick, get your camera.
Quick,
We're gonna record.
hurry up.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't talk about it, which maybe I should.
I mean, I don't talk about it here. It's my podcast. Really, I only bring it up when other people bring it up, and like, moreover, it's again, I'm just doing this more as a hobby and just kind of like having fun with it.
Yeah.
And the hardest part is really just like, because I used to do it by myself and just kind of like put out some content here and there, just like my thoughts, kind of like a open journal.
Yeah.
But I realized it's better for me and better for content wise
Mhm.
to actually have guests on. But I'm not the type of guy to actually go out there and try and get people
New
in,
guests and stuff like that.
constantly pushing, like, because then I'm basically just, I might as well have the Instagram, I might as well have the Facebook
Yeah.
to do the marketing. Be like, hey,
Are
who wants
we
to
the
come on the show?
only people to do
You ain't that special.
Battle Buddies?
This is just Battle Buddies right here.
This is
That's it.
Battle Buddies.
Yeah.
So no other Jamoka's doing Battle Buddies with you.
No. I mean, most
Who would
actually-
you expect? Khan?
He's had Con on here before.
I have it. Yeah.
Ah.
yeah.
there
But
was
not for Battle Buddies.
That was
No.
Yeah, we're
we're-
talking about
we're
weed
talking
or
about
something, or what?
No.
You ain't talking about beer, right?
Yeah, we talked about his family and like where he's from and all that stuff. But that's what I was gonna say. It's like if it's not like Battle Buddies like here,
Mhm.
then usually or previously it would be like I guess other realms of life.
Yeah.
Like the alien realm? What are we talking here?
The Shadow Realm.
The oh, now it comes back full circle.
Because the last guy I had on, Adam, he was like a instructor for existential therapy. Basically, it's like a type
Elongation of
psychology.
life, or what?
Yeah, kind of like figuring yourself out almost. But then it's just random things like that where I just like maybe have like a spark in an interest or something.
Right.
So
You've had some pretty interesting and eclectic people on here.
I have, yeah.
Aside from,
Are you describing yourself?
you know.
There's been some characters, man.
Yeah, you have.
All good people, but there's definitely characters.
All people are interesting. You know, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. I'll talk about
You're
it.
pointing at me, but I don't
Yeah.
think we had this conversation.
I'm not with you particularly, but I had this conversation with is like, do you consider yourself? I'll give you 3 options.
Chinese, one.
No,
American.
Dude.
interesting, interested, or both.
Or introverted.
I'd say both.
You said both.
Yeah.
I definitely consider myself interested. Like I'm interested in learning
Different
about people, but I don't think I'm an interesting person. I definitely don't find myself to be like I'm not anything fucking like
Well,
I play video games and I do jujitsu.
the thing is,
I've never like you.
I'm both.
You're both because you've gone around, you've seen the world, you went to Mount Everest, you've done the Kilimanjaro. Those are interesting things.
Sail the world.
You know what I like. Listen, I've been to fucking Gastonia.
But
Surround the hood.
the thing is, like, interesting is subjective.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is probably different from what you guys find interesting, and it's different from what everyone else finds interesting.
Do you think you're both then?
Yeah, I said I'm both.
You are both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, you got a podcast.
Yeah, and the simple fact that we do something like jujitsu
Yeah.
sets us apart.
Yeah.
Because it's not a normal thing. The fact that you play video games and you live in this big ass house by yourself and you do jujitsu. You got 2 big ass dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You're from
one
Egypt.
big ass dog, the other one's like fat.
It's interesting. It's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I play Magic.
That's interesting.
See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I am interesting.
So I think if you spoke to someone who didn't know you or knew about you, be interesting.
I guess my point is like I
Oh.
really like when I meet somebody or like say like where you're like when you like I'm the type of person that if I go to dinner with my girlfriend and some other people, right? I'm thoroughly interested in finding out about these people. I'm not going to be like asking a bunch of questions to the point where like
So your blood type is what?
yeah like I'm not doing an investigative report on him or to
Not
the
doing
point
MMA
like
journalism.
yeah exactly. No. So tell me, who are you going to find next? No.
Who are you voting for in
But I
2025?
I can carry a conversation pretty well because I'm genuinely interested in getting to know who this person is,
Yeah.
right? To finding a point of commonality with them,
Yeah.
right? Or like,
That's also something that you do in your job, right?
Yeah,
So
maybe-
technically
maybe-
it transcends, you know what I mean?
maybe.
But you switch it up. You're not asking like interview type. Well, tell me about a time when you.
I don't flip the script and then be like, well, you know what? You know what I do?
I
I play Magic,
play.
right?
So you don't try to relate. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I may
think he
try
tries
to
to find a
relate in
common
terms of like, oh yeah, I've been there, or yeah, like I know what you're talking about, but I'm not gonna be the like the other day, like I had a dinner and like someone was like, well, he had an interesting day today. He split his lip and I went to urgent care. Like I was like, I don't want to talk about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't. This may be interesting, but I don't want to talk about this right now. I'll talk about it with you guys because
Yeah.
it's funny as shit, and the way that Edgar talked about it was funny, and I think it's like I don't mind talking about it in a self-deprecating manner.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But I don't know. You don't see it as like an event that happened today.
I
that
don't
needs
want
to
I
be,
don't want
like-
the attention of like this poor thing happened.
And then
in
oh
bed.
my you
Oh
okay?
no!
Can we get some ice? Can
Yeah.
we get some ice?
And then he had to get a tetanus shot. Actually, I turned it down because I was just fucking scared.
Like
you
he's
turned down
Guatemalan,
something.
not Mexican.
I'd rather make fun of myself than as opposed to be like. "Eh." That's like maybe it's like my upbringing's brought that up. Like I think my mom has always been like that type of person where she's like, my son, he knows
Yeah.
he's like my son is this and my son is that. I'm like, really? Actually, I'm not that good. I'm not that special. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, I think that's like the humble thing, right?
I don't know if it's humble.
Let someone else talk about you.
I don't even
someone
want
else-
anybody
Oh, he
to
doesn't.
talk-
He doesn't want his
anybody
mom to talk
I don't
about him.
want
I know,
anybody-
but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's like you're not gonna do it yourself.
Yeah.
Like
So why would
I'm
I
not gonna
want
talk about
you-
my podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let someone else do it.
Oh, I can see
Yeah.
that.
So it's like even a work example. Like people ask me like what do I do in my free time, like yard work.
You don't tell me you do jujitsu either.
No, I mean
Yeah.
if because the
You
thing
tell
is,
them?
Yes, I do tell them. That's not the first thing that comes out of my mouth. Like,
Right.
oh, I do jujitsu, because then it immediately go, oh, you do UFC? No, exactly. Either that,
to your body.
correct, yeah,
or they'll be like, what is jujitsu? And
Yeah.
It's like that. It's
And then
karate
I'm
on the
like-
ground.
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, so
That was the one thing when I split my lip at the urgent care, and the lady was like, "How'd you split your lip?" I'm like, fuck. I gotta
Listen,
explain
this chick was like really digging me.
I was rolling around with another man.
Yeah, like
He had it-
He got a little out of
could say
control.
Things like I do photography and flag football.
Yeah.
Things like that.
So I guess what you're trying to say is like you want, if put in that situation, you want the ability to not mention just jujitsu. Is what you're trying to say. Is what would differentiate you from being interested in versus interesting.
I don't know. Maybe if I think if I had like more life experiences of like actual situational experiences, I'd feel more apt to be more comfortable in saying that I'm interesting, as opposed to just the fact that I have this particular skill set and ability that which is it's a material. It's a material skill set and ability, as opposed to like I've been to like
Puerto Rico,
6 different continents, and and I've been to like this and this, or like
I built a boat.
But those are
I did
cool,
build a boat.
but those are cool experiences. Like you could. It's easier to like to the layperson.
Yeah.
It's easier for you to talk about going to Kilimanjaro
Mhm.
than it is to the layperson, I'm sure,
And
than
be
it
like,
is to talk about jujitsu.
yeah. I mean,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
hiking is relatable to almost
Or
everyone.
or traveling is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
and
Like
it's
going to a
also
different
easier
country.
to explain what Kilimanjaro is. It's a mountain in Africa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they know.
It's
like,
the talisman.
and they've got like their Uncle Tom that just did it, from like whatever,
Yeah.
know, like. But jiu-jitsu wise, what are you gonna say? Like Magic the Gathering? Like what the fuck? Who fuck plays that? Video games.
Everybody plays video games,
You know,
technically.
you do.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't. I just don't. I don't. Okay, so I don't own a system. That's one. And then I don't have time to dedicate that I feel.
He's too
I
busy
should.
climbing mountains.
He's too busy developing the wondrous photos of the vast canyons.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody's interesting in their own way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Everyone has their own little thing, and everyone sees things differently.
Yeah.
You're a good cook, right?
I'm decent.
Yeah, but you've worked in multiple restaurants that
Yeah.
serve different types of
Cuisines, yeah.
cuisines.
Yeah.
That's a really relatable thing that a lot of people can just be like,
Magic is
"Wow,
relatable to a lot of folks.
Get the fuck out of here. No way."
What? You just said some of these cards go from thousands of dollars.
Yeah, but that
who's
doesn't-
paying those? Who's paying for those?
So,
People that are interested, right? There's tournaments that happen, just like jujitsu.
but
right?
everybody wants to
There's-
hear about sushi and ramen and fucking Korean barbecue.
And you know the people
Nobody-
that want to listen and hear.
Everybody
about magic.
wants to hear like you like sushi.
Yes, I do like sushi. That doesn't mean I want to have full blown conversation on how it's made.
Max can tell
It's
you
pretty
how
easy.
it's made.
It's pretty easy, but it's also hard.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I've seen it. What was the Hero Dreams of Sushi? I've seen it.
Hero
Okay?
Dreams of
I'm not
Sushi.
shitting. Listen, I'm not gonna sit in the corner and crying myself to sleep. I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you like there's layers of interestingness that are going on.
There are layers, yeah.
Yeah.
And
You've
I'm
had
at-
your own
I'm on
eclectic experiences. You've been to Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
We went to California, right? You've gone to different cities to go.
I mean, maybe
right?
travel isn't but like somebody who like makes their own furniture.
That's not. I don't make furniture.
It's true.
Not that Hispanic. I built a boat, but that's as far as that goes.
Do Hispanics make their furniture a lot?
When something breaks, what else are you gonna do? Look at Cubans.
Their furniture is the boat.
Yeah,
No,
I
I get
do.
what you're saying.
You have seen where like Cubans own like these 1960s whatever Oldsmobiles or Buicks or whatever, and they're just like if they can't, they need American parts, but they can't get American parts, and they're just Jimmy rigging it 6 ways to Sunday just to make sure that car still runs.
That shit's cool as fuck, though.
It is until it goes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit.
That's one place I really want to go to that I can't
Cuba?
go to. Oh yeah, I would love to go to Cuba.
Yeah.
But I heard that it's also like really, like from people who are, I won't say names, but people who are, like it's depressing to go to Cuba because of the fact that it's like they just need so much and it's poor,
Yeah.
There's
The hard part though is that so do you allow the influx of commercialism to go to the island, right? And then change it over and commercialize it? Or how do you get it not to be Americanized even though it still be Cuba? Did I make any kind of sense with it?
yeah.
Okay.
I understand. I think you're talking about how do you like the fact that it's Cuba, it's communist, right?
Yeah. So like if they weren't, right? If whatever
They
happened
could be more socialist, like a democratic socialist country where there's capitalism that's in there, and there's
Like Europe.
like Europe. They got more of a Europe, and there are a lot of Europeans that go on fucking vacation there.
yeah, a lot of Canadians.
A lot of Canadians that go on vacation there, but I don't think that they're mixed. They're not the regular people aren't really seeing the benefit of that as much as maybe as much as they should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not like the whole country is experiencing something.
Right. So what I'm
It's-
saying, how do you hesitate? How do you
Well, I mean,
slow that down? Right? Because if you, let's say you just
you try to-
influxed $100 million or $1 billion.
Is Castro still alive?
Huh? No, he's dead.
He said, yeah, he
When
passed
he
away.
died?
He passed
What?
away a while ago.
Fidel
But
Castro died?
he passed away a while ago.
Get back on the internet.
Get yourself an Instagram. No, I think it's tougher than just giving money. You can't just throw money at it.
No, I know. I'm not saying giving the island. I'm saying, you're going to have industry come in, right? And the first industry that's going to come in is tourism.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no way that there's no way that you're going to change it until you change the way that the government has set up their infrastructure.
Yeah, it's
like-
got to start at that federal level because in a communist country there is no real culture.
Yeah.
And in a socialist country or like a democratic socialist country, especially like a European country, it starts at the culture because like you have to get these people off this indoctrinated belief that they're stuck in, and then you have to start slowly changing the way. Like, I mean, you could look at the U.S. for example. How the fuck are we going to change anything here? Because we have our own issues.
Yeah.
And what's gonna change that is the next generation. And if we're not thinking like that, then it's never gonna happen.
The next generation's so soft.
See, there's a thing, So it's
Except for that one guy that pushed me in the chat like that.
Yeah. He's ready to go.
He's ready to go.
Speaking of that, I'll tell you a story about open mat the other weekend. But
Did you have to enforce?
Huh?
I don't want to hear about anything unless you started enforcing.
Not really. I was
Boo this man. Boo this man.
I was a little gentler. But yeah, that's a whole other can of worms for the changing a country aspect. But
what happened? Tell us.
Open mat.
Oh, okay.
Paint us a picture here.
I'm just chilling there. I just rolled with the guys from Spartanburg. They'd come up, and
this is open mat a while ago.
It was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
But this guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, you want to roll?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, man." He's like, "Oh, I don't know.
You got a lighter?
You're black belt, and I just I didn't want to impose. I don't know how you'd react." I'm like, "It's fucking open mat. I don't really care." I didn't say that, but I was like,
Yeah.
"That's cool, man. I'm chill."
Yeah.
And then he's like going hard, but it's nothing I can't handle. And then I get him in a triangle. And he starts laughing. I'm like, cool.
He's laughing at you?
No, he's just like chuckling about the situation.
Yeah.
Which most people actually do.
Like I got caught.
Yeah, I don't really do triangles that much, but yeah, I tap him and then like he just keeps coming at me and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tap him again and again and again. And then the round ends. I'm like, all right, good job, man. He's like, oh, can we keep going? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he just keeps going, and I'm gonna keep tapping. And I was like,
"Is this like the rope-a-dope? He's trying to get you tired, so he."
I guess so. And I was like, "Hey, man, what are you done?" He's like, "Oh, I just want to get tapped." I'm like, "That's kinky." So I tap him for a whole nother round, and then like he's like, "Oh man, that was good." And I'm like, "All right." And I sit next to Cameron, and Cameron's like, "What the fuck was that?"
He's like, "I don't know. You
That's
tell
so
me."
Weird.
So I was like, "What the hell, man?" I mean, whatever. You want to get tapped? All right.
So I think that I was always thinking that jiu-jitsu is a bunch of fucking weirdos or assholes, and like, but it's just regular
common folk.
Well, no, it's just a microcosm of what regular society is like. There's a weirdo.
There's a rainbow of people.
We got
It's a rainbow.
doctors. We got lawyers. We got accountants. We got people that don't even work. We got
yeah. He likes whatever you call it. Like what do you maybe
masochist? I don't know.
Yeah. What do you? Yeah.
Sadomasochist.
He's this submissive guy.
Clearly.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. It's apparently he's the one in control, though. If that's the case.
If that's the case, because he's doing what you want him to do.
I just want to get tapped. Will you be the person who taps me?
Imagine just flow roll for 10 minutes. He'd be like, "How come you never tapped me?" I'm like, "Was the opportunity wasn't there?"
You need a tap me.
You're a black belt. Like, listen, gotta work technique.
I think it's one of those things where it's like, how long can I survive?
Yeah. The old rope-a-dope.
Was he white belt?
Yeah, of course.
Come on.
Higher belt.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to do. If I was like a purple belt and I was like, I just want to get tapped, you'd be like,
Go join with Brian.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm the right person to do this for you.
Although that dude, so Sebrino, the dude that was wearing the helmet gear or whatever, he got tapped like twice in a row by Brian. And I was like, dude, why were you like in his guard the entire time? Like, he's like, I was trying to survive. And I'm like, clearly you didn't survive.
Yeah.
You He got armbarred, and then he went back to close guard and got triangled. And I was like, dude, why didn't you like sit up? And he's like, I did. And it's like, because he's wearing that massive headgear, he can't like pop up. He's like, I knew if I popped up, he's gonna throw the triangle again. And I'm like,
no.
Dude, I can't remember who it was, but someone got this deep Darce choke on me, and I just wasn't tapping. And then eventually I weaseled out of it, and he's like, damn, what was I missing? I'm like, nothing. I was just going to pass out.
I was just willing to go. I was willing to take a nap. I do agree. Like, whenever I get either a loop choke or a cross collar, and I feel like it's a battle of wills. Like, Are you going to give up before I give up or my grips give up? And then I'm like, I hold on. And if it's been in my mind like 10 seconds, I'm like, dude, if they don't tap in 10 seconds, I need to go to something else. Because if I burn my grips out and my energy out on this, and there's still 3 minutes left in the round, then I'm going to just be sandbagging.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
No.
You would know the answer to this. If you have like a choke on somebody, and they let's say a gurgle sound, that's a tap.
Yeah, in my book,
that's a tap. If they go, if they go, like that, is that a tap?
That's the gurgling sound. Yeah.
If the gurgle is like that, even if that doesn't matter. Whatever, some like, sound effect.
That.
Yeah, is that a tap?
In my eyes, yeah.
I'm letting go.
I'm letting go too.
I'm letting go, even though they get surprised. Like, why'd you let go? I'm like,
well, that's not
fucking tapped.
Yeah, that's not a defensive move.
It's like if you let out an audible sound like that in IBJJF, I'm assuming that's what they call that.
It's a verbal tap.
Yeah, they usually call that, but I have seen in some black belt matches where guys are like, similar to when boxers or whatever go like, huh, 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 and they're like hitting the bag. Yeah. And they're like trying to like shrimp really hard.
Yeah, like, but that's not from a submission.
That's not from a submission.
So if you're in a submission, like literally a choke, right?
And you make an audible sound.
You with that audible like
done,
like this, and you're like that. That's got to be.
It's done because like imagine.
I just loosened my grip.
Because imagine you have.
I'm just gonna let go and say you got tapped.
Yeah, because imagine you've taken the back, you've locked one arm behind with your leg, and then the other one's being held by your wrist, and you literally have your hand across the neck. And you hear, how are they going to tap? With their feet? Potentially, right? What if they're belly down?
See, the thing is, like, when someone starts making noise, or, like, even
I
for...
squeeze harder.
Even for, like, locks. Well, even for locks, like, I do this for the Kimura for sure. Like, if I have it in, like, and I got it in deep, and they start making noise, I slowly start letting go. Because sometimes you'll have these guys that just think you're, like, giving up on it, right? And especially, like, for the Kimura... I don't just, like, let it go. Like, I actually, like, if it's all the way here, I actually just start bringing it back. And if I feel them resisting, I'm like, okay, they're not done. I'm going to start bringing it back over there. For the choke, it's the same thing. If they start making noise, because I've had this happen before. If they start making noise and I let go, then they keep going. And I'm like, okay, then I just gave up submission that I could have just gotten. Not a big deal, but,
I won't. I'll just let go. And I say, you just got tapped.
That happens to me a lot.
I like literally say it to their face. You just got tapped.
Nah, I don't do that, man.
I do, because then it's like if they're going to compete and they do that, then they're.
I want them to feel the tap.
That happens to me a lot.
They did. That's why they made that sound.
That happens to me a lot with toe holds. Like I'll get everything's in the proper position. I all I need to do is just like 2 inches more, but I'm like everything's there. There's no way you're getting out of it. So as soon as I lock it in, I'm like, all right, and I let it go, and they scramble, and I'm like, hold on. Scale that back a little bit.
I do that for leg locks for sure. I'll never actually apply a leg lock. I'll just like touch and go unless it's a knee bar.
A knee bar. I mean, like, dude, if I literally have it cradled like this, you're not getting out. Go ahead, tap. Like
toe holds, I'm really aware of. Like I'll just like put it like this, point the toe at the butt.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, I'm done. That's it. I lost it.
Because I've heard it crack before, and then people are like, oh, it's fine, it's fine.
Ankle locks, yeah.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. Ankle lock, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Heel hooks, just fucking rip that shit off, man. They don't need to walk.
They don't need to walk. Who needs an LCL anyways?
Heinz Ward.
Relax.
Yeah. Maybe one day that will break. Who knows?
Dude, just get some secure glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pay 10 grand for some secure glass. And you're good.
Get some plexi, dude.
Yeah.
That ottoman that I talked to you guys about.
This one
has been great. But I tell you what, it is.
Yeah.
I sprayed it down with apple bitter.
Oh, so they wouldn't nod it
Yeah,
or whatever.
and I got in his face when I sprayed it down.
And he's like, "Oh,
Oh, the
Fuck
apple
this.
apple
Apple
cider
bitter,
vinegar. Yeah.
Yeah, they do not like apple bitter. And he was like, I do not like it. Otherwise,
But he eats his bone on there, like when you give him a treat.
yeah, he'll go
Yeah.
on top of it. And the leather really holds up great, and it's easy
Nice.
to clean.
No,
It's rhino leather.
Yeah.
so I let my dogs out in the backyard, right? And whenever they start barking at shit, I spray them with water with the hose. And now they know every time I like switch it from shower to jet.
Yeah.
like
Oh,
they're-
they know it's coming.
They're like, oh shit,
They're like, oh,
get out of here!
Run! He's coming.
literally, like my dogs now. There's somebody who drives either a Mustang or some type of Camaro or something.
It's loud.
Yeah, and it's around like 1 o'clock. And my wife doesn't come home till like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and that's usually when you can hear the garage door. But they hear that Mustang or whatever drive by, and they immediately get up and they're like woof woof, and they start walking towards the. And I'm like, you get back here right now. And they're like, I am your captain now.
I'm thinking that for some like loud automobiles, whether motorcycles or cars, are some of my
Pet peeve?
Oh my god, I
Yeah?
can't stand it. Especially like on like a
So you're not a bike week type of guy.
definitely not.
My girlfriend too. She actually hates the car noise.
The car noise?
Yeah, like those guys.
Even
that
if
can-
it's
Your
like
dog
a-
or your
my girlfriend.
yeah,
With the
girlfriend?
muffler. You know
Oh,
what
the
I'm talking
muffler. Yeah, yeah. I
Like
know
the
what
Fat
you mean.
Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't stand it, man. Like especially like
What about like a high end like Ferrari or something like that? That's not like absurdly loud. Like that's
absurdly loud? Yeah, but like I'm talking about the people that you're sometimes like in my hometown in Columbia.
Fast and the Furious esque.
Like you had a nice. You've been to our downtown, and like there would be people coming in with their hot rods or whatever, and they'll gun their motorcycle or their hot
Right.
rod or Camaro or Mustang in the middle of like a very condensed downtown street, and it gets super loud. And I was like growing up that way, and now like anytime I hear it, I just can't stand it. Or like I'll be at a stoplight, and some dude will be just revving his shit. I'm like, why are you revving your shit, bro? Like we're on South Boulevard. Where are you gonna go to the next stoplight? Like look what's gonna happen here. Like nobody's gonna race you.
yeah.
So and yeah, so like it just to me it's just a loud noise.
Obnoxious.
It's obnoxious.
You know what I will say though? I like, and this is only usually for like those luxury sports cars or like the supercars where it makes that when
That
it changes
rumble?
gears,
Oh.
it does that
Yeah.
noise.
But that's the turbo.
Yeah, I like that noise though. Yeah,
That feels like it's a dart going in the air. Or something.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It sounds better. It sounds like it's actually a car, like a fast car.
I feel like if I lived in another country, like in Europe, like in Italy or Germany,
You'd appreciate more.
I'd appreciate
finer things in life.
No, I'd appreciate like those sports cars because they're not like capped, right? You can
Yeah.
you can.
Well, yeah, and like a Mercedes is like a Honda there.
Mercedes are like, but are like a whatever a Porsche
Yeah.
in Germany or
Yeah.
or whatever is this that you a Porsche here could say the speedometer could say like it goes up to 180 miles per hour, but you
You've
don't know
never
for
driven
sure.
that. Yeah.
In Germany, it's going to whatever it says.
Yeah,
Hit that Autobahn. And
You ain't you. It says
Autobahn.
they don't cap. They don't do anything in the car to the engine to say like you're only gonna cap out at a certain amount. Right? In America, they're like,
Yeah.
we have safety rules and regulations.
Although
Honestly-
there's no road in America that you can go over 100 miles.
I
an
think
hour.
that in
the Midwest.
Montana,
In where?
there's
the Midwest.
Really?
Yeah, in Montana, the Dakotas.
Really?
The place where no one lives.
In the daytime, there's no speed limit
Really?
on the highways.
And you can just.
You can just go.
Yeah, where was I? I think I was in
Play Freebird.
Nebraska.
I mean, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Nebraska, the speed limit's like 115 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
In Montana, there's no speed limit during the day on an interstate.
But like, okay, so
'Cause-
there's no speed
Because
limit
there's
during
nothing
the
out there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you're not
at
going to
night
see
there is
anyone
a speed
for
limit.
miles.
Is it a 2-lane road?
Yeah, it's a regular
Pretty
highway,
much,
like
yeah.
a regular interstate.
Okay.
Like there's one night we were driving on it because we drove cross country from Richmond, Virginia to San Francisco, and like there's this one stretch of road or a lot of stretches of road where it's just nothing. All you literally see at night is your headlights. If you don't got lights behind you,
Yeah,
you don't see shit. Like that's it. It's just pitch black.
Bro, we
'Cause
drove
that's
to
how-
we
that's how
drove to
few shit is
Ohio,
there.
and it was nothing but cornfields on the left, cornfields on the right, cornfields all around. Remember that?
Yeah, and Illinois is like that. It's super annoying. And Kansas is horrible too.
Yeah, that's the thing about the U.S. man. It's fucking massive, but then like most of it's just unpopulated.
Yeah,
Unpopulated farmland,
Yeah.
and it's weird. Like, I also think that you think of farmland,
but you
is the
need that
Midwest.
farmland.
Yeah, but California is like the largest agricultural producer.
California
in
has
the
a lot
United
of
States. It
farmland.
produces the majority of the food for the United States.
That's because California
And
is
the
fucking
heifer.
massive.
Isn't it like the 10th largest economy in the world? Is California?
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of it's obviously from LA. LA is massive on its own as well. That's a whole ass state right there.
Yo, LA, bro.
It's a whole ass state.
That's a whole.
Whole ass state.
Oh man, my neck
I
hurts.
was watching American Me. It's like about like Mexican gangsters and cholos in California, like in the started in the 40s and goes all the way, I think, into the 70s or maybe 80s or something like that. And there's a guy in the gang who's Mexican. He's supposed to be Mexican, but he's absolutely 100% Chinese American, dog. They just ran out of dudes, man.
They just ran out of
They just
actors.
ran out of dudes, and he's like,
They
"What
couldn't
are
get
they
Danny.
say?"
They can't get Danny Trejo come in there. or nothing?
I know you've
Danny
seen him in other
Trejo.
movies. Dog. I know you've seen him. He's definitely like in some other like fucking Chinese triad gangster shit. Like,
Probably.
like when
They-
he's like,
they reuse
he
the
was
same
not
people.
Mexican. He was definitely Chinese or some shit.
There's one dude. I don't know his name. I think he's Indian. He played like a Mexican drug lord in some show, and I was like, why? I don't understand.
Man.
Like you couldn't get
Yeah,
another actor,
Mexican.
like an actual.
There's
like,
who's that Maori guy? There's a Maori guy that's like he's a Pacific Islander, of course.
yeah.
And he's always playing Indians because he's dark skinned. He's dark skinned. He's got curly hair, and they're like, I thought he was Indian this entire time until I saw somewhere on Reddit that he's like, oh, this guy should be doing his own movies.
Man, that's like when you see folks like I'm trying to think who it is, but like they're Australian, their English is perfect when they're on shows or whatever, and then they get interviewed, and then like their accent is super thick. And you're like, what the fuck? I was like, yo, which one's the fake you? The one on TV or this one?
That's what I thought about Christian Bale. I didn't know he was Welsh.
Yeah,
I
see?
guess so. I guess the Asian guy he's Japanese, and his name is Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa. But he did play a Japanese guy who somehow was like mixed up with the Mexican. They call him El Japo.
El Japo? Oh man.
El Japo, right there.
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
But in the movie, he looks like completely like
Did you have you ever watched that movie? What he's talking about, American Me?
it's
No,
good.
Did you ever see Blood In, Blood Out?
no.
Blood and Blood Out's good.
You gotta watch that, man. When you get a chance.
What is it about?
Same LA street gangs and like some
Mexican street, yeah, LA.
yeah, and then
The cartels.
But like, there's one kid who was white. Was it the mom or the dad? I think the mom was white, right?
Mom was white.
The mom was white and the dad was Mexican, and so he's seen as the outcast. Like his cousins are obviously pure Mexican, and so he's seen as the outcast. You know, when they're young, but like they're all hanging out, brothers and this and that. And then like as they get older, they're in gangs, and they're like, hey, you should be, going to college. You should be doing it because you've got, they call them old blue eyes. Like you've got blue eyes and blonde hair, like, and he just wants to be part of the gang. So it goes into, that's part of the movie, but it goes into other things. It's pretty good.
An American Me. They're in the prison. Half the movie takes place in the prison yards.
I think I have
in
seen it.
Folsom Prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Man, you know the
It's dicey.
Yeah, it gets pretty.
Speaking of Asians, you know the new Shang-Chi movie, the Marvel movie coming up?
No.
It's they call it the first Chinese superhero, or whatever.
Didn't we
basically-
just get the first black one?
I guess, yeah.
What are you gonna get diversity, bro?
But
Jesus.
they were saying
we got black
so
ones and-
the main character is Simo Liu,
Who's that?
and he's just a Chinese. Chinese guy, Canadian Chinese, but he's like they put out the trailer, and then a bunch of like mainland Chinese people were like ragging on it, saying that he's too ugly.
What?
Yeah, and then he comes out with a video, just like a quick video addressing it, and he addresses it in Chinese. He's like, "Man, I don't know what to say. You guys are calling me ugly. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. I don't know what else to say. Just watch the
Why are they
movie."
saying he's ugly?
Because the Asian beauty standards, so like especially like Chinese beauty
Yeah, they have
standards,
to be
it's like
fair
through the
skinned.
roof, and like, he's at least a good looking guy, but it's not like he's like the perfect looking dude,
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny. They
Chow
actually
Yun
came out
Fat
with a
wasn't
video.
exactly like a heartthrob, but he was fucking big time star.
Yeah.
Chow Yun Fat was the man too.
I mean,
I
he
just
ain't no
thought it was funny.
BTS, but.
What was that fucking movie that he was in? That was like the first American movie he was in. The Connector, something like. I don't remember. He's a cop, undercover cop, shooting motherfuckers up.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. He's also in Hidden Dragon, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
That's an old movie.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was like one of the first super high flying martial arts movies.
I'm more of a Big Trouble in Little China type of guy.
Yeah,
That's white saviorism.
Yeah.
that's a good one though. That's a good.
Who was? What's the main guy's name? The white guy.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. Ghost was in.
Not
the movie.
Patrick Swayze.
No, it was.
What's his name?
Not Val Kilmer.
No, what the fuck is his name?
He had a mullet.
Yeah, he's in the God, the hell is his name? Now you're kidding.
Look it up. Fact check.
Fact check.
But no, yeah, you should watch the trailer for Shang-Chi, though.
Huh?
Watch the trailer for Shang-Chi.
I'll watch it. I'll check it out. Have you seen Minari? It won some Academy.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, yeah. Kurt Russell. Have you seen Minari?
Like the Imanari role?
No, the
No.
Minari, the Korean American movie.
No.
Like
Is it
that lady
Korean
that-
me versus American me?
No, it's a Korean guy and Korean American guy in California, like in the 80s, that like decides he wants to be a farmer and moves his family out to the middle in Arkansas or something like that, and basically like the only Koreans in town, and it's like it's basically him struggling to get this farm going, and his they have kids, and they bring his mom is from Korea, and she comes to help him take care of the kids, and like it's like the interaction between like the different cultures.
You're definitely not selling me on it.
I
right
didn't say
now.
no, but it won.
Is it in the movie?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was in the Oscars. It won an Oscar for
I don't pay
something
attention to
Recently?
the
and then the
Oh.
grandmother won a supporting actress.
Mhm.
She won the best supporting actress.
I don't pay attention to the Oscars.
Whatever, man. You know the guy from Walking Dead, the Korean
Steven
dude?
Yeun?
Yeah, he's the main character.
Oh wait, maybe I think I have seen the trailer or something for it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good. It looks good.
He's a good actor.
He's a good actor.
Man,
Shouldn't have got killed off, but that's just me.
he
I
did get
watched
killed off.
Nomadland.
He did get killed off.
I said he shouldn't have been.
Oh,
I don't know.
well, I mean
Walking Dead.
that's like an integral part to the
Yeah.
story. But
I watched Nomadland. That won the best film, I think.
oh yeah, that like hippie movie.
It's not really hippie at all. It's just there was about a town in Vegas or Nevada, Empire, Nevada, that had two like major factories. They both shut down, and so within 10 years, the area code just fucking went away. The zip code just went away. People
Yeah.
just had to move.
Because they
There weren't any
moved.
jobs left, and then this lady who just became a nomad. She just traveled. It's kind of
So
it's,
she
it's okay.
wasn't a hippie?
No,
Okay.
she wasn't a
She was
hippie.
a nomad.
The
I mean,
trailers
she wasn't. She didn't have any money.
the
Yeah.
trailers definitely make it seem like it's a hippie movie.
It's not. I mean, there's people that you could say like they lead a hippie lifestyle, but she was not. She seemed like she lost everything or wasn't really willing to be like settled down anymore. But she wasn't a hippie, for sure.
You seem very vested in this.
I know. I don't think. I didn't think it was okay. It won the best film or whatever in
Mhm.
Oscars, and I didn't think it was. I thought it was okay. It was a
Who
good
should have
movie.
won?
I don't know. I didn't watch the other movies, but I've seen. It's like compared to other movies that I've seen that won best film.
Mhm.
We're like, all right, it's okay, it's good.
It was a lackluster year.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. Some movies came out really good. You seen
Especially-
Soul?
No,
No.
the Disney the cartoon.
Yeah,
thing?
the Pixar.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It's a feel good movie.
It's a feel good movie for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of feel good shows.
Do you know what it's about?
Mm.
So it's this guy who's like I think it's Jamie Foxx actually. He's like a struggling music teacher.
Jazz musician.
Yeah, jazz musician, music teacher. And it's like, he like tries to get his big gig, like the one thing that's gonna propel his career.
Mm.
And his whole life's been dedicated to that, ever since his like father passed or whatever. And then, I mean, it's not spoiling anything. He
Yeah.
dies in the very beginning. And when he goes to like the purgatory area, like half heaven,
Mhm.
He's given the option to like lead souls to the next life, and then that'll help him, with his dream or whatever. But it's definitely feel good because like, there's a lot of like play on like what does life actually mean, you know?
Yeah.
So
And this is an animated movie?
yeah, dude,
Oh.
some of the best movies in my opinion are animated movies.
I mean, Toy Story was good.
Yo, motherfucking Aladdin, dog. Aladdin
Yeah.
was dope as shit, dog. Yeah, but that's from 40 Days or 1001 Arabian Nights, so it's not really. It's been told.
Man, you know what though?
What?
One of my favorite movies of all time is an animated film.
Lion
It's,
King?
No, it's Your Name.
What's that?
It's a Japanese movie.
A Japanime?
Yeah, Japanime actually. Dude, it's fucking good. Like the story is amazing.
Mhm.
The art direction is incredible. Like the what's it called? What's the music called? Soundtrack.
Soundtrack,
The soundtrack is incredible.
Yeah.
The whole fucking movie is good, man. You guys got to watch it. Holy shit. How have I not mentioned this before?
I don't know. We talked about movies last podcast, and he's didn't.
Fuck, man. It's a good ass movie. I'm not going to spoil nothing.
So what's the Asian equivalent to an Oscar?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to those award show things.
Ahmed, what's the Asian equivalent to?
Well, I think like that was the big thing is that. Sorry, that's G-Mex, which is basically a racist way of saying Jewish
Who makes?
Mexican.
Yeah.
I think like this year's the Oscars, they're putting a bit more emphasis on the foreign films and stuff like that. A lot more foreign films are being
Produced.
like, man, it seems like foreign films are like
What was the big
Foreign
foreign
films
film
and
last
foreign-
year? The one.
foreign TV
Parasite.
shows.
Yes, I wanted to say Bug Sight or something. Like that. Parasite.
Did you see Parasite?
I didn't see it.
Parasite was
Oh
great.
my god, dude, you gotta watch
It's
Parasite.
great, man. Are you serious?
I'm
You gotta
gonna
watch
send
with
you-
subtitles.
I'm gonna send you a whole ass list.
Yeah, you watch the
Yes,
subtitles.
it's
man.
all in
You don't-
Korean.
Don't watch it.
More of an apocalypto type of guy.
There's like not much going on. Just
That's awesome.
Nah. So
Did you watch that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Tell you what, man.
Diego, stop. Hey, sorry, my dog. Sorry.
Tell you what, man. I got a long list of movies to watch. Like, as
dude,
in to like tell people to watch.
I've been telling him like I feel like there's a lot of really good foreign shows and movies on like the streaming services that we have now.
Yeah.
Really good ones. I think the best show I watched. You watched Money Heist. You like Money
Yeah,
Heist a
that was
lot.
really good.
I thought that
I
was.
know you don't get into it, but I think you do. You would.
I liked
Money Heist.
Yeah.
I liked a lot of the Italian ones. I liked Sabora. It's really.
That's the
good.
one with Jason Statham, right?
No.
No.
It's a
There's no
Spanish-
American actors because it takes place
Spanish.
in Italy. Italy, right? Or Spain? Spain. So. It's not a They don't remake it. They dub it, but they don't remake it.
What's it called in Spanish?
La Casa de Papel,
La Casa de Papel.
the House of Paper.
This one's Sabora is the Italian one. That one's a good one. That one's a fucking gangster one.
Gamora.
Gamora is also a gangster one. They took that off Netflix. It's on HBO now.
Really?
Yeah, it's on HBO. Because they got new seasons, and that one's dark and like grimy a little bit. Sabora is like
Does it get explicit? Like if they kill people, does it get? Do you
yeah,
See it?
yeah. They're both pretty violent.
Okay.
They're both. I mean,
I got a list of violent movies too.
they're both-
I got a
mean,
list of movies you should never watch.
You should-
I'll tell you that right now.
because they're so violent.
No. They're just wrong.
They're just.
They're just wrong.
Are they Korean?
No, one of them is like Eastern European.
Oh yeah, Eastern European people are weird. Man.
Like you know
You got to
Sorry
be
for
like on a
Eastern Europe.
VPN or
we
something.
we
to be
talked
able to
about
see-
this before, I'm pretty sure. The movie like Hereditary. You guys know
yeah,
Hereditary?
yeah, they were the little
And
girl. And the,
Midsummer.
yeah, Midsommar is fucking weird.
Just think of that, but worse.
That is a weird ass fucking movie, man.
Just think of that, but worse, man.
That's a fucking weird movie.
I'll tell you
see
what, you guys
Midsommar?
Nope.
Don't watch it.
All right, I won't.
It's weird. It's good.
don't watch anything by that guy.
Hereditary was American though, right?
Yeah, it was American.
Yeah,
They both were.
Midsommar. No, the Midsommar is like
It was set in Sweden, but
it was American.
same, yeah.
Okay.
The guy himself is European, but the movies that comes out with are American because he got hired by the American company. But yeah, man, I got the whole spectrum. You want to go from bad to worse, or you want to go from
That's
like
his
good
interesting
to
thing.
worse?
He watches a lot of movies.
That's
Well,
interesting.
do you watch a lot of movies now?
But you know
Or
what?
did you?
You know why it's
like,
interesting? Because
It's-
I
it's
watch
definitely-
movies.
It's definitely slowed down. I started watching more shows,
Okay.
just because like when I'm working, I like to have something in the background. So
Yeah.
I just like right now we're watching The Flash.
Okay.
Not really watching it, but it's
Does
in the
does your girlfriend work from home too?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have your own office? She got her own office.
background. We have the same. We used to have different offices, but then we realized it's better just to have one office because it's just easier.
Are you guys on conference calls at all?
Meetings and stuff. So
Do you guys time it out where like you're not on the same time?
and one of us will just go to the other room
Okay.
because the other room is now just has a couch in it.
Yeah.
So we just one will be in there, and we have like one of those couch desk things.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about? Like the portable ones.
Yeah.
So just bring that.
Bring your laptop over there. It's only going to be like a half an hour call anyway.
Yeah. I mean, we're not really talking during the meetings anyway, so
You just mute it out.
every now and again you just hit the mute button and be like, "That sounds good. Yeah, I got that covered.
Yeah.
I'll take care of that." Do we have documentation on this?
Max, are you still there? I think he must be on mute.
Are you on video?
No.
Almost. I feel like I'm on. I'm not on video for like smaller meetings, but for the bigger meetings, like our bigger organizational meetings or whatever, like the senior leadership likes everybody on camera. And it's,
Really?
Yeah, it's really annoying.
That is annoying.
Super annoying.
Yeah.
So
My company's like that too.
So we had an audit call, and somebody else was presenting, right? Somebody else was presenting, and he starts the call, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be the one presenting. Here, let me make sure my camera's on." That's what he said. Let me make sure my camera's on, right? So I would assume if you're telling folks that your camera's gonna be on, you have a quarter zip, you got a polo, maybe you got a button-up shirt. Tie would be a little extra, but
Yeah, tank top.
something to that effect, right?
Yeah. What's the bank?
He's got,
It's the bank.
yeah, and he's got a Tommy Bahama T-shirt with the little marlin on the side. I was like, okay, not my route, right? But that's not. You can't even call that professional. That's regular. And then he's like, "Can everybody see my screen?" Yep. He's the only one showing himself, right? He's like, "Can everybody see my screen?" Yep. Okay. And then he's like, "All right, here we're gonna start." Oh, I think something's going on. Can everybody still see my screen? We're like, "Nope, seems to have cut out." He's like, "Ah, shit." I was like, you're on a call with executives, first of all, and then you know how your laptop has the camera right on the edge. So he goes, "Ah, shit," and stands up, brings the flap down, i.e. the camera is now in his crotch, and homeboy's wearing pajamas. Homeboy's wearing pajamas.
That's okay, man.
And they reconnects the thing. He's like, "Can everybody see now?" Yep, we can see. And then my boss messages me. He's like, "Was he in his underwear?" And I was like, "Yo, they look like pajamas to me."
Were they boxers?
I was like, they look like.
dang.
So I was like, they look like pajamas to me, man. But
They
what
were
are you
probably
gonna do?
Was the flap up in the middle?
They were probably the sleepies,
Dude, but I'm like, if you're like eager because you want executive presence and you want to be seen as the guy who's presenting, come on.
I get that. I understand.
We're a dickie. I don't care. But like,
I understand that. Like, I'll be on camera sometimes in smaller meetings if I need, but I'll be in a hoodie.
Yeah, okay.
And
I
we're
actually
in
wearing this.
listen, the
I'll do
AC's
this.
on, right? I
There's-
don't care. Like that. I
I'll
don't,
do this.
Yeah.
There's times.
Yo, but my man,
but there's times I'm in a meeting and I'll wear a polo or a dress.
But my man, it's 2:00 in the afternoon and you're in your pajamas and you the one who wanted to be on camera.
Yeah, you don't need to be.
Everybody else was a little gray square.
See, this is what you should do, man. You guys got those little covers on your.
My shit said EG.
Yeah, that's it.
You guys got the little cover on your.
Oh yeah, okay.
The scrolling cover to cover the camera.
Yeah.
You should have like a little picture of yourself in a suit, cheesing hard as shit, and every time you bring it over, it's just like, "Can you see me?
Can you see me? Can you see me now?" But I'm just like, what was running through my mind was like, it's a 2:00 in the afternoon meeting. You knew you were having this meeting for a week, like, and you were the one who wanted to be on camera. Like, you couldn't have put on a polo,
And you really insisted on being
right?
a couple of different times.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Can
How
you
about
see
now?
me?
Can you see me now?
Sometimes I'll turn on the camera, like, because they'll be like, "Where are the smiling faces at?" I'm like, "Oh fuck!" So I'll grab my dog and put him up. And he's got this fucking dog like wide eyed like this, looking at the camera. That's what you gotta do, man.
Yo,
Just put
I don't think
Diego in front of the camera.
Well, sometimes I have an ottoman set up right behind my desk, and he'll come up and like sit up on the ottoman right behind me and look over into the camera, like right over me, like people are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's my dog," and they're like, "Oh,
security.
You should have been last my bodyguard.
Yeah, I know.
So he'll put his paw on my shoulder. It's really funny, actually.
Next time you should just pretend he's not there. He's like, "What dog?
Yeah,
Who's there?"
he's a donkey. He's a donkey.
Oh, that's my cat.
Are you training this week? What's going on?
Yeah,
You training this week?
Maybe.
it's Monday, man. You don't go Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
You've been coming
sometimes.
Saturdays now.
Sometimes, yeah.
What's up with that? What's going on?
What's going on
you
there?
know,
You
like,
opening up a little bit?
what are you trying to get to know some of the wipeouts?
Yeah, man, I gotta know their names. I still don't know their names. There's been like
you
3 new
doesn't know
wipeouts.
people's names.
Jared
Jared
doesn't
Jared
know.
doesn't know anybody's names. He knows your names.
He barely knows your name.
He barely knows my name. He's known me longer than anybody.
He still gargles the Ahmed.
He'll be back soon.
Yeah.
People getting their COVID shots.
Everybody's
Did you get
getting
your COVID
their
shots?
No, I'm gonna schedule it.
You haven't scheduled it yet?
No.
Okay.
You've got 2 already?
I've got one.
One.
My second one is May 20th, which is.
How was yours May 20th? That would be after mine, and I just got my first one.
Which one did you get?
Pfizer.
I got the Moderna.
I
I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but that's when I scheduled my first,
Yeah.
it had made me schedule my second, and that
Yeah,
was the
so
one that was
same
available.
thing with the Pfizer.
I,
Yeah.
I think there's a different lull period though. I think Pfizer's 2
Shorter.
weeks.
Yeah, so I got it not this past Saturday, but the previous.
I was out for the count. You saw me that day.
Oh, no. Wait. This wait, dang
I thought I was
That
gonna
microchip's heavy, man.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be.
Did you
Okay.
get the Bluetooth?
I thought I was gonna be
Yeah.
okay to train. I was like, yo, I gotta go. I'll see y'all later.
Yo, my arm.
It's heavy, man. That's what I'm
Was,
saying.
It
Hold
is.
it back.
was out of commission. Was out of commission for a day and a half.
Yeah, don't be playing anything. Don't like.
You can play video games.
Yeah, you probably play video games.
Oh,
I
no,
didn't do it. I sat
they do
there
it in
and watched.
the left arm, right?
Huh?
They do it in the left arm, right?
You can choose whichever.
You
way
can
want.
choose.
Yeah.
Well, we did the
They asked
drive.
me.
We drove up. Did you go into
I
a?
went into the stuff.
We drove up. So whatever side of the car you're sitting on, I drove. So it was left arm.
Yeah, I scheduled it with Walgreens.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna get the Moderna then.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
I'm
the
a Moderna man. Everybody knows that I'm a Moderna man.
I actually prefer the Moderna.
I don't know.
Really?
Pfizer makes Viagra, so I went with Pfizer.
Do you know anybody got the Johnson & Johnson?
Hey,
Is it back?
Nope. Oh yes, it's back.
It's back. Now with more blood clots.
No, the risk level.
I was out for
I-
a little bit, but
Now
now I'm
I'm
back.
back. Woo.
See, that's the one that got the location sensor.
That's the see.
The other ones are just mind control.
Which one? The Moderna one or the Pfizer one?
So the Pfizer one, that's got Bluetooth.
Bluetooth. That's when my phone's on
Where are you
Get
getting
itchy.
this information from?
Joe Rogan.
the Joe Rogan. The,
No,
So on
the
your
dark corners
podcast,
of the internet.
Would you, in your fucking
What?
inexperienced and non-scientific mind of like non-experienced, would you recommend people to get the vaccine?
Yeah.
I would tell them do what the fuck you want to do,
Do
yeah,
but don't make me do it.
Don't
make me.
Don't put it on me.
Don't put it on me, or don't make me not do it, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my own thing. So I got the vaccine.
see, actually, I talked to my girlfriend about this because she kept trying, she kept badgering me every day about it.
Did she
To
get hers
the
already?
vac- Yeah, she already got hers. She got both.
She got Moderna and Pfizer.
No, no.
Double time.
Probably. She don't know. She went 2 separate days. But yeah, and I was like, I mean, shit. I'll be honest. If I get it, I get it. You know,
But when you
The shot or COVID? What are we talking
COVID,
about?
COVID,
Okay,
COVID.
okay.
If I get COVID before I get the shot, then I get COVID before I get the shot. you
Yeah.
know?
I got COVID before I got the shot. That's why I
Mhm.
waited 3 months.
And then she's like, "What if you die?" I'm like, "Well, if I die, I die." It's the truth.
Why do we do that way? Why don't we just take it and get the shot? You know, let's limit
Limit the probability
you
of
dying
you
from-
dying.
I'm gonna die eventually.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but not tomorrow. Well, there's no guarantee either.
Yeah, there's no guarantee. I could die right now.
I don't know
Diego
about right
bust through
now.
that window and the glass would just come straight for us.
I highly doubt that would lead to your death.
Yeah. Yeah, the probability on that is very slim, if
He
not
might
none.
smother you with kisses.
Probability is low, but the possibility.
It's
That's
also
a different
low.
story.
That's also low.
All right. What time is it?
It's 10:40.
All right. You guys want to get your closing statements in?
Yeah, I'm gonna be fucking training this week. I got it with my busted lip and everything. I don't care. I got my new grill, safe jaws, and I'm gonna keep it.
Do you have the dissolving
yeah, they're
stitches?
dissolving. Yeah, that'd be. I feel like I'm ready to
Oh,
go.
it tastes like rubber.
Nah, they don't taste like anything. But they were kind of coming up a little bit yesterday. I thought they already split, but it's fine. Yeah, no, I'm doing my first tournament of black belt. Agro
June?
is
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
in June. You doing that? Huh?
Mhm.
So We're training hard, and come see us at Top. If you're around Wednesday nights and want to see a good class, come to my class at Top. If you don't,
Come to the Muay Thai class, see the smokers in there.
if you want to see some motherfucking, you guys want to see some fucking bangers. 11 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'm going to try to keep my elbows to myself. Not trying to have another Reyes experience with a med here.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Do you have like a comment section in the YouTube or whatever?
And the
Yeah.
YouTube's...
Or whatever. Okay. Tell people to drop like movie or show suggestions. Can we do that? Can we ask for that?
Yeah.
And when we can talk about those the next time.
I
We
don't
were
know
watching.
how people are actually going to respond.
Well, maybe
We gotta
maybe
try.
Hey, gotta try. Hey,
Gotta
Yeah,
try.
post it on Twitter.
go organic. We're gonna organically grow this shit. If you have a movie or show suggestion, drop it in the comment section. We'll check
Of
it out
whatever you're
and give
using.
you a review.
Whatever you're using. It doesn't have to be YouTube.
Yeah, it could be
There's a comment section on everyone.
even on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's technically a review section, but
Yeah.
put a 1 star and you can put the movie. Rate the movie, actually.
Yeah.
Rate the movie.
Don't rate the
from 1 to
podcast. Rate the
5.
movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Whoever that uninteresting guy is in there, don't let him walk there.
No, no.
All right. That's it? All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing day. Get out there, get hungry, and get love.